Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to Wrestling Gap. That's Talitha. I am Travis. It's Monday now.
It is Monday.
It's time for the fallout from Extreme Rules. We got a major pay-per-view quality match later on tonight. But it looks like it's starting out the show. We're going to have Big E versus Bobby Lashley for the United States. Come on, Travis. You're better than that. For the World Championship, the WWE Championship. They don't call it the World Championship anymore, but it is the World Championship.
The World Championship.
Look, they're playing it out 2 weeks ago.
Is this one mine?
It is. Do you need it up? Is everything weird?
It was just really low.
Mine is too, but I've got a whole bunch of different ones.
Did it even work on it?
I'm in hearing stuff.
Not even work? Is everybody's Monday gone today? Is everybody ready for it to not be Monday anymore?
What? Everybody loves Mondays. What are you talking about?
Do they?
You don't like
love
Mondays?
them?
I love Monday.
I don't think people love Mondays.
It's the start of the week.
I think people don't like Mondays because it is the start of the week.
If they didn't have a Monday, they wouldn't have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday either.
Mm-hmm. But Mondays don't always mean Mondays.
Oh, do you have a case of the Mondays?
Yeah,
that kind of crap.
Mondays. Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear that shit.
Right? Janelle Jackson's in our chat. Hey, Janelle, we have Roto out there, and Sophie. Hey, guys. Since I can't see the chat there. Aaron's in the chat. Hey, guys. How's it going? Let's see. Janelle says, I was drooling over Sasha Banks when she came back last night at Extreme Rules.
Looking fantastic.
Let's just say my lady wasn't too happy about it, but she drools over Roman Reigns. I don't understand.
Let there be drool.
Let there be drooling. Rota says hi. Sophie says hi. Sophie says, what are your thoughts about the Royal Rumble taking place on Saturday, January 29th?
I just hope that there's not a UFC event or a major boxing thing. If there's nothing big going on, I'm okay with it.
Right.
I don't like that they do it on that Saturdays anymore, but it looks like it's probably going to start being commonplace for their major pay-per-views to be on Saturdays in the future.
I wonder if they found that they get more views.
They will, because people don't have to go to work the next day.
Ryoto telling us, have a great stream. Thanks, man. Sophie says, in the ratings for the second hour Rampage wasn't that great. Sophie says, I hope your dog is doing better, and hopefully the live stream doesn't mess with you tonight like it did last night. Sophie says, did you hear about YouTube TV with NBC Universal?
I did not.
Sophie says, every time I don't see a notification for your stream until 2 minutes before, I worry that you're taking the night off.
Nah, we don't miss.
Even if we're just a little bit late, we usually try not to miss.
I didn't do a scheduling thing this time. I just went straight live.
Sophie says, with the next pay-per-view being on Thursday afternoon, when are you going to do pay-per-view predictions with Joe?
Right. Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out. Maybe even the night before or something.
Right.
Or the day before. We don't want to push him and wake him up in the middle of the night, so. Just to do predictions.
What?
I guess we could also always do predictions just right before it starts.
Good.
Like an hour before or something.
That's true. Could always try something like that. Aaron said that botched commentary last night.
Joe's gonna love that shit.
Sophie
it's gonna be like when he's awake.
Right?
It's like his time zone.
Right? Sophie says, it is weird to test out Saturday pay-per-view since there is usually anything on TV on Sunday nights.
Right.
Yeah, not anymore. It used to be that they would have
it's happening right now.
Lots of stuff.
Big E coming out first. I thought we were going to hear, oh. Don't you dare be sour.
Don't be sour.
And stand for your one-time WWE champion.
Janelle says, with Alexa Bliss possibly taking time off, who will be Charlotte's next challenger for the Saudi show? They might not have.
Yeah, we don't know how many women they're going to be doing in the Saudi Arabia show.
They usually only do like one women's match in the Saudi show. And they probably have to, like...
And we know for a fact they're going to be doing the Queen of the Ring during that. So if that's going to be the one match, then that's what's going to be, whatever the finals of that is. Whoever's going to be in the finals. Liv Morgan and Naomi or something.
Well, isn't Queen of the Ring, like, a whole bunch of different...
weeks, yes.
No.
And then it'll culminate.
Like, wrestlers from other stuff, or is it all just WWE wrestlers?
It's just WWE. They don't sign other people. What are you talking
about? That it has other people from other places.
No, it'll just be, I mean, there could be some NXT people.
But just WWE.
Right.
And Sophie says, the Queen of the Ring final is supposed to take place in Saudi. I'd be surprised if that's the case, because Saudi Arabia doesn't allow women to be in a lot of stuff, so.
Here he comes! The Almighty! Bobby! Lashley! 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 Coming out without MVP.
Is it weird that the champion came out first?
Yeah, but he's not as big star. It does seem very quiet, huh?
Mm-hmm.
It might be because the TV volume's down. But if I try to turn it up, I believe the soundbar will turn off. But I did, that's what it is. Have to do it during a commercial. Either that or turn our volume down. So people at home can't hear us, but there he is, Bobby Lashley.
He's
looking
down
like
there.
a Greek god.
Making sure his presence is known. Chisel from granite.
Yeah, Biggie's no slouch in the power department. He's probably stronger than Bobby. At least in squats and bench press. In your core lifts.
Yeah.
Those gym muscles don't work, though, in the ring. Just kidding. How is this going to end? I want predictions for people at home. How is this going to end? Disqualification?
That just
Goldberg?
That's the name.
Goldberg sighting? Goldberg's son? A little bird?
Goldberg all of a sudden is going to show up.
Well, I would assume they're going to start setting up for the Saudi show with Goldberg.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Biggie, or not Biggie, Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Big E is your champion. Let's see if they can legitify his title reign. Or if something crazy is going to happen. Who do you got? Who's going to win it?
Probably Big E.
Right, but so you think Big E's going to win? I think something's going to happen. I don't see a clean victory. All right, Bobby just attacks him. Big E. Look at these, like two grizzly bears going at it. Bobby's got him in the corner. Referee's making him break. Big E with the disrespect.
Sophie says there is news going around that the next time they go to the United Kingdom, they will tape both Raw and SmackDown the week before.
It's a good idea.
Sophie says, at this point, the only way I could see WWE stuff is on Peacock with their Hulu deal expiring soon, and NBC Universal is getting pulled off YouTube TV.
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
It's weird.
So are they going to... Yeah.
NBC Universal.
So is Peacock going to just have NBC Network TV on it? That'd be pretty cool.
So it says, I mean, they will tape both Raw and SmackDown the week before, wherever both shows take place. Right.
Right, it makes sense. And then they can go to the United Kingdom for a week.
Yeah.
And do signings and conference things and all sorts of fun things.
Mm-hmm.
Get to know the crowds.
So it says, maybe they do what they did last time. They had a pay-per-view on Saturday by putting TakeOver on the next night.
Possibly. I don't know why they wouldn't, but it just depends on when they want to do TakeOver. TakeOver's usually right there in the middle of January. But yeah, they could definitely push it towards the end.
Right.
I think this year they did it in February, right? Like mid-February.
Mm-hmm. I think it was.
We were still doing it at that time. Boom! Big E getting it taken to him by the big man. It's like you got a big man and then a big man.
Who's the big man?
Bobby.
Oh.
Come on, look at the size of him. Big E's big, but he ain't that big.
Do you think they hate each other in the back?
No.
I think they're buddies.
I don't think they're buddies, but I don't think they hate each other.
I always wonder what kind of feuds are between wrestlers in the back.
Yeah.
The ones that don't like the other ones.
Bobby's a former, military guy. He was in the military for years, and then he's married, and he's probably really quiet, family-orientated. With a body like that, he probably doesn't drink and party a lot.
He can't.
Can he keep it going after a belly-to-belly? Oh, look at this, guys.
They're doing
for the main event. We're getting a picture-in-picture.
That's crazy.
How fantastic! And the commercial is a hair commercial with Nikki.
She's like, I want to make sure I don't have dandruff.
Almost a superhero.
She's like, no dandruff for me, people.
Where's Killian?
Right?
He's at home. Hey, we're going to fire your husband and give you the title for 2 weeks. And then make you tag team champion. You're going to be the hottest thing in wrestling for at least a week.
So if it says, I don't know that much about YouTube TV, I only know YouTube. So if it says, they usually tape the United Kingdom shows for both Raw and SmackDown.
Right.
And Vindicator says, LOL, I tune in and hear the same old Travis still talking about guys' sizes.
Because it's wrestling.
And Sophie's like, what is this, AEW? And Alita's in the chat. Hey, Alita. Did you get some sleep last night? We've got our main event, Bobby and Big E. I know who you're going for. You're going for Big E.
She wants Bobby. It's a secret.
It's a secret.
She's like, I call him Trashley because I love him.
Okay, it's all just Head and Shoulders commercials so far.
Yeah, it's brought to you by Head and Shoulders.
That's kind of creepy.
That commercial was just Head and Shoulders. They're like, hey, we're going to let you watch the wrestling as long as you know that there's a quarterback and an old safety. Palomalu.
Right.
And Patrick Holmes.
Well, Alita, hopefully your guess is that you got sleep and I picked who you're going to go for because you said never Trashley. So there you go. Sophie says, did you see the 2-hour Rampage ratings? SmackDown was also down, but not that much.
I did not. I didn't look at the ratings. What were the ratings for Rampage? Like an 8? Like an 800? Or were they way lower than that?
Something like 500.
Oh, I don't know what they were.
Before?
Yeah, like a 517 or something. All right, Bobby Lashley taking it right to Big E. How exciting is this? Excited to see this match?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You already know what's going to happen, so it's really exciting.
Big shoulder block. I don't know what's going to happen. It's crazy because I called this way back when he beat Kofi in 10 seconds. Mm-hmm. But I thought they would do it cooler and actually bring that up.
Right.
You know, that he decimated him and then he's getting the payback.
And Biggie's like, I'm paying him back for being a jerk to everybody. Alita says, love Palomalu. Right? And Sophie says, hour 1 was 725 and hour 2 was around 550.
Ooh. That's tough. And I can tell you that I'm not one of them. I'm pretty sure I didn't watch it live. I paused it because I was on the phone, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And so I didn't watch that second hour until after it was over. I did watch it, but it was over. So I watched the first hour, I think. And then I paused it during the ladies' match. Bam! Big E falls all the way down to the ground. Yeah, but Penelope beat Anna Jay. She hit her with brass knuckles in the face. But the referee didn't see it, so it was completely legal.
Completely. Not surprising. Vindicator says, Sophie, there are other things in the world for people to do and watch besides wrestling. Just saying.
Yeah, on a Friday night at 11 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Strange.
Right. Sophie says, with the way they have treated Bobby lately, now I don't see them doing Bobby versus Brock.
I could still see it. I did notice that the poster that WWE released for the Royal Rumble had Brock Lesnar right in the front. Like, he was the main guy. Roman was off to the side and back a little bit. Becky and Bianca were on there, which is weird because there's no Charlotte.
Right.
So I was like, I wonder if that's a hint at anything.
That's really weird.
Because they could still do the Brock-Roman match.
True.
But at Survivor Series. You know, bring Brock over, let him win the title on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And then they could still get it.
True, Bobby, and Roman won't lose his title.
Right, and still lose the match. Mm-hmm. And finally get that loss that everybody's been worried about. Or he could even win. Fuck, it's not going to matter.
It should be over, they say.
It's getting slow. It was moving pretty quick, and now it's just slowing down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It means we're getting closer to the end? Question mark. How much time's it been on? Right around 17 minutes with the intros and stuff. It's probably only been about 15. But a good 15-minute match to start the show out. WWE's been watching some AEW, putting a main event at the beginning.
Right.
Stretching it out. It's what the people at home want to see.
Everybody wants to see it.
Raw's ratings are going to be like a 2.5 for this first hour.
Sophie says, do you think they will give us Bobby versus Brock either at Rumble or Mania?
I don't see it at the Rumble because, you know, they're going to have Brock win it or something.
And Luke's in the chat. Hey, Luke, how's it going,
Hello.
man? Roberto's out there, too. Hey, Roberto. Hello. Alita's like, trash, Luke says. That's what she wants to see. Alita says, hi, Luke. And Sophie says the only reason the 2-night Mania isn't set in stone yet because they are looking at how much money it would cost and compare what's the difference between doing 1 night and 2
What is Shelton
nights.
Benjamin and Cedric Alexander doing? Well, it's not like they don't have a New Day. Is it going to be a freaking 6-man tag team match?
They are wearing the Hurt Business attire.
I see it. Bam! Spine buster. Now Bobby's looking out. He's like, oh, could use a little bit of help. There's that smile.
Is it really?
Show me those teeth, Bobby.
Is it a good smile, though? Or is it like, we're just setting you up smile? Because, you know, I'd have to wonder.
Unless they get involved in this. But you know the New Day's going to come out and squash everything.
Oh, yeah.
6-man tag team match. So Bobby had it won right there.
Yep. They ended the match on a disqualification, basically.
My prediction was 100% correct.
Yes. But Bobby E does retain the championship.
Big E, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Big E. My bad. One of them.
All right, we might get a 6-man tag team match coming up by the end of the night.
Right. Polita says, how's the baby?
Over there, laying on the ground. He's sleeping. It's going to cool down like 20 degrees, 30 degrees tomorrow, so should be pretty interesting tomorrow. It's been like in the 80s, and tomorrow's going to be in the 50s.
Maybe we'll get rid of some of our fly issue.
Yeah. That is enough Postman Pierce.
Hmm.
It's not going to end like that, so we're going to get it again at the end.
Vindicator says, oh, so.
Main event. In a cage. There you go.
Oh, he's mad.
Postman Pierce pulled some old Vince talk.
Vince.
In a steel cage of emotion. How exciting and predictable.
Anyways, Luke says I'm actually enjoying how Raw is starting.
Yes.
Sophie says I'm guessing the Hurt Business reunion. Vindicator says, oh, so Kenny versus Bryan was a main event. Surprising since the title was not on the line.
Yeah. It was the first match of the show on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
But
and everybody wanted to see it, right? So
they went to a conclusion, and they didn't wrestle again later on in the night. Mm-hmm. WWE's got this thing where, like, let's open and then close the show, because it'll get people to say, shit, I got to watch 3 hours of this. Either that or they're going to be watching Monday Night Football for the next couple hours and then flipping it back over.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, oh wait, no, it's not the 4th. On the 4th, there's a big boxing pay-per-view that night, too, on Monday.
Ooh. Sophie says, like I said months ago, once they go back on the road, that trying to do a 2-night Mania will get tougher. We have Emmanuel Puebla in the chat. Hey, Emmanuel. Hello. How's it going? And your I don't know what that is.
Is that his name?
Ska singing. Alita says, my baby is strange. Most of them are. Vindicator says somebody got in McBossman's ear and told him to revive the Hurt Business. Maybe it was Montavious Porter, since he is supposedly injured.
Right, but I don't think either one of those guys are very good on the mic, so I don't know who's going to be doing all their talking.
So
why are they still out there celebrating? They didn't do anything. The match hasn't even started yet.
They're dumb. Sophie says the Nia versus Shayna match from last week beat CM Punk's match ratings-wise.
So, obviously, NXT is going to try it tomorrow night, guys. It's all women tomorrow. And so this is what we've been talking about, having an all-women's night. So let's get the ratings up. Everybody needs to watch that. So they can actually make an all-women's channel thing. That's what we want.
Alita's like, Bobby didn't like that. He didn't like it because he almost had it won, and his Big E's buddies came down and ruined it. Vindicator says, give me a break, Pierce. Y'all should have done that steel cage crap last night at a show called Extreme Rules. WWE management is still a bunch of absent-minded idiots.
Yes.
Nice.
Look, tomorrow, Tuesday, La Brea.
Robbie's in the chat. Hey, Robbie, how's it going? Says, the best decision Adam made since he joined WWE.
Iron Sonia.
I think it's the steel cage match tonight. Sophie says, I'm surprised that they didn't do the 6-man tag. Sophie says, maybe every year for Mania they do it random, like one year do 2 nights, another year do 1 night, depending on the states that they are going in. The next time do it for 4 nights.
Do it a full week. It's like a marathon.
We have Elite Pro Gaming in the chat. Hey, Elite, saying, do you live in Australia? No, we live in Idaho.
Sound like
do we sound like we're from Australia?
Let me get the Bobby. Crikey. It's hot outside. It shouldn't be tomorrow. We're in Australia.
What was it they were saying last night, or not last night, but the night before? How you could do an Australian accent. You had to say something, and it sounded like you were Australian.
IDC or ID drink or something like that.
Itemate or
good day and mate or something on those days.
Yeah, something like that.
Good day, mate.
Elite says, hey, Robbie says WWE fooked it up in the pay-per-view. Finn was winning till that BS. Alita says, crikey. Luke says, Delete, you missed my last comment. Oh, Luke says, having 2 championship main events on one show is actually genius.
Is it? It's what they do almost all the time, though. I get it, but it's what they do.
Right. Elite's like, hey, mate. And Sophie says some states might not want a 2-night Mania. And Vindicator's like, you sound like you're from London.
You sound like you're from London.
You just wanted Travis to yell in a weird Serb, Spanish, English accent. There we go.
I got it all.
I got every one of them. Elite's like, g'day, mate. Right?
G'day.
Go daddy, mate.
Woo! Well, it started out with a bang. Now they'll slow it down. They'll bring in the Reigns. Not Roman Reigns.
Oh, like, why would they bring him in?
Slow it down.
Haven't we had enough faction issues tonight?
Now, Shayna Baszler's getting a big push, I would assume. So maybe
does that mean we're going to see her tonight? Against who?
Charlotte.
Oh, against Charlotte.
Maybe not fighting, but...
Because Bliss is taking a break from life.
Well, we don't know if that's happening yet.
She's taking a break from life. Sophie says, with Big E winning the WWE Championship, we wonder how many storylines have changed. Alita's like Reigns. Right. Like horsey Reigns, though. Like horse Reigns. That kind of Reigns. Not Roman Reigns. Not that guy.
The steel cage match. They're in a cage later on tonight.
Bunch of goofy pictures of them.
There's the Viking Raiders.
Ooh, what tag team are we?
They wrestle Angel Garza and.
It's Eric with Ivar. It's only Eric wrestling. Okay. So you could do it, right? It's just one of them. It is.
I called this earlier today, guys.
We were talking about this earlier today. That's hilarious.
Unbelievable. They're going to start a feud with them.
Angel Garza.
Yeah, but they'll do singles this week and then singles next week.
Right.
And then they'll do tag team match in 3 weeks or whatever.
Oh, Robbie says 1 night Mania is too much, let alone 2 fraudulent nights.
Can you, seriously, when they do 1 night, it's like 7 hours. I love the 2 shows. Who gets drafted first? And I think they should draft tag teams as one.
Right.
I don't like that separate. Vince hates tag teams so much that he allows the draft to draft them individually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then one of their partner doesn't get drafted.
What doesn't make sense to me is you got the whole bloodline, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know they're going to still stay together.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to get drafted. Obviously, Roman will go 1, but then they're going to take the other 2 later on and just get them.
Sophie says, when does Goldberg appear to continue his feud with Bobby? I don't know.
That's what I was thinking was going to happen. That was one of my ideas for tonight. And it still could. He takes those britches off. That's when he gets serious.
Seriousness.
Eric's in trouble.
Robbie says Ron needs views desperate. That's why the cage match. Lolita's like Humberto. And Sophie says, thank God the WWE Network is a thing. Imagine if they did 2 nights during the old pay-per-view era.
Yeah. Can you imagine paying $45, $55, $75 a night? Wouldn't work. They wouldn't have done it.
No.
Shit, back then when you were paying $75, you wanted an 8-hour pay-per-view.
Right.
Now that it's only $10 a month, it's like, 7 hours of wrestling?
I know, right? It's like, who wants that?
But if you're paid $75, you're like, I want this shit to last 12 hours.
I gotta get my goddamn money's worth, bitches. Money's worth.
Eric's taking it right to Angel Garza. Angel's looking like he's in trouble.
Look at him. He's like, woo!
He's like, this is like my father carried her. We need Zelina Vega back in this group.
Vindicator says, every time I see Garza and Humberto together, I feel like they should be in AEW in a stable of Sammy Guevara holding up signs during picture-in-picture.
That's funny.
Ravi says, Garza must have tried everything on the Titus catering menu. That's why he's on TV. He's
gone through it all.
Angel Garza is actually really good wrestling, you know.
Boom! Super kick right to the face. Or a thrust
Humberto's like, I ain't doing nothing.
Thrust kick. Angel Garza just won this. Done. 2 and 3.
Interesting.
So Eric beats Alberto next week.
That guy in the corner is like, ah.
Oh shit, that's funny. Bobby, your girlfriend's safe. Angel and Alberto aren't 4-legged ones. Basically saying his girlfriend's a dog.
The Bobbies?
No, not Bobby. What's his name? Byron.
Oh.
Saxton.
Byron Saxton. His girlfriend's a dog. So insult to dogs.
They look like Siamese twins. He's coming out of his ribcage. Oh, they're going right to the Charlotte stuff. Then run! Run!
Run, Vindicator, run! Robbie says, he's so good, he's bad. Vindicator says, by the way, is that bird squeaking around you too? Or my favorite 4-legged singer, Megara, with apologies to my buddy Naxos. It's all birds and weirdness.
Birds and chickens. There's no dogs out here except for Argus. He's in the back laying on his bed.
Yeah. The other two have been segregated to the house.
Yeah, I did not see this match last night. I got a phone call or something. I can't remember what happened. Oh, seizure.
Yeah, he had a seizure.
It's like, why did I miss this match?
He had a seizure during this match.
So I didn't watch this match. I should probably go back and watch it. Or just ask Vindicator how it went.
Sophie's like, do you think if COVID didn't happen that they wouldn't have 2 nights of Mania?
Right. No, we'd have had one night. I don't even know if they were playing with the idea first.
Robbie says, I don't think Keith Lee is ever coming back.
Really? You just think they're just going to keep him on the roster until his contract runs out and let him go? No. He'll come back. There might be something wrong with him. We don't know what's happening. Let's try having a full-out meltdown. I did watch this.
The meltdown?
Uh-huh. And then she had a tablet, that's their botch, that was supposed to foam like crazy, but it wouldn't foam for her.
Right.
I think they're in that. They didn't show them.
Yeah, they didn't. It was like something weird in her mouth, and it was kind of like coming out a little bit, and I'm like...
Like an Alka-Seltzer, basically.
Maybe she was supposed to chew it.
Hey, 24/7! He's in street clothes.
Alita says no. And Robbie says, D, what's your name? Old McDonald had a farm.
4 titles on the line. So there's 3 titles on the line tonight.
I don't have Roosters, Robbie. The Roosters are the neighbors.
So who else is wrestling? Is it the women's title on the line tonight then? Are the tag team titles on the line tonight? Is the U.S. title on? They said there's 4 titles on the line.
Well, the champion, the
world title we know.
I don't.
This one is now really the 4th. Because they said, did we say 3? We meant 4. Nobody cares about 24/7, 7-Eleven, 94 South.
Alita's like, I heard he's going to AEW. Yeah, Alita, everybody's going to AEW.
Everybody just...
Sophie says before COVID happened, there was talks of doing a 2-night Mania. I don't know what made them come to that decision of having 2 nights of Mania.
I think it was because they didn't want to put too many people in the building at one time. And so they just split it into 2 days so they could only have, like, manageable numbers while they were taping it.
Right, but before COVID happened, that's what they did. Before, right. Sophie says. There were talks of doing a 2-night Mania. But I never heard anything, but I wasn't really into it. So
never heard a thing.
Film Nation's in the chat. Hey, Film says, hey, what's up? I'm here. Good deal.
Good deal.
Robbie
Good to see
says,
you here.
Bliss going mad was funny, to be honest. Sophie says, everybody on the roster is happy with 2 nights of Mania. Film says, I'm probably sure Big E will still stay as WWE champion.
Yeah.
The Indicator says, I'll leave when the Spawn pollutes the city of Cincinnati with her actual vile physical presence, likely during the final few minutes of Raw meet. Robbie says, what happened to the IC title? Sophie says, Charlotte Flair is going to have an open challenge for the championship. The
IC title's over on SmackDown. They just didn't put it on the line last night. And Shinsuke Nakamura is the champion. He did fight on Friday, right before the pay-per-view, against Apollo. But I don't know if that was a title fight.
Right.
But yeah, they need to start putting all their titles on the line. And if you don't want to put your titles on the line, get better champions. So it's main event stuff.
Mm-hmm. Alita says, I watched it on Wrestling Hub. Yeah, I just don't see Keith Lee going to AEW. He's still in a contract, so unless he asks for his release. But they just released some stuff talking about him changing his name and his gimmick, so I don't know.
We'll see what happens. I say that about wrestling all the time. Every time there's a storyline, I'm like, let's just see what happens. Like the Big E Championship. Let's just see what happens.
Right.
Some people like Big E, believe it or not. I like him in a tag team. The New Day.
Mm-hmm.
But not a huge fan of him as a singles wrestler.
Sophie says, I like this year's version of the Two-Night Mania a lot better than last year.
You mean with fans?
Alita says,
Tampa Stadium?
Too. Film Nation says, I think Charlotte Flair should go one-on-one with either the Empress of Tomorrow again or a mystery opponent. Robbie says, Mania is yawn fest. I'll probably fall asleep through most of it. Sophie says, it could be worse. We could have a 3-night Mania. I don't know how they would pull that off.
Just make Monday Night Raw part of it. That's what they did the first year, 2020 or whatever. Whenever the pandemic hit. Was
2020.
2020. Because they had the Big Show and Drew McIntyre in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't show it until Monday. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember?
Kind of.
So the Big Show actually main evented WrestleMania.
Yes. It was weird.
Well, never mind. Oh, Paul White with the Giant, whatever you want to call him.
Filmation says, will Alexa Bliss hold a funeral for the doll? I don't know. The Filmation says, I hope Bliss plays the song I'll Find You from Lecrae with Kelly. And P.S. for your information, yes, that is a song, by the way. Luke says, so much complaining from chat. I wonder how you all get anything important done with all the griping about WWE.
Just got to gripe the whole time.
Great gripe. Sophie says, last year they taped both nights of Mania like a month before it happened.
Right after Roberto Carrillo. I was talking about him too.
Right.
So Ricochet... Holy shit. Ricochet is fighting for the 24/7 title.
Oh my god!
Against Reginald in a suit.
Oh, jeez Louise.
I mean, both of these guys. I mean, Vince obviously saw how they move. Reginald can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Reginald probably could just literally mimic anything that Ricochet can do.
Right?
So, like, I can do it in a suit.
It's like, anything you can do, I can do better.
Let's have a one-up contest.
Sophie says,
look at these guys at
Wrestle
ringside.
Kingdom is going to have their nights next year. What? Who?
Wrestle Kingdom. It's a New Japan Pro Wrestling thing.
Oh, not that. What did you say?
Oh, I just look at all the... Drake Maverick look angry.
Oh,
they're all on the outside watching. They're all front row.
Are they?
Yeah, all the normals.
All the people that go
Drew
for
Gulak, Drake Maverick, R-Truth, they're all ringside, sitting front row. They got some tickets. It was a fly like this one.
Yeah, but why do we have goo on me? Is that chocolate? Maybe I have chocolate on me.
I don't know. Maybe you're smuggling more candy.
Maybe it was.
All right, Reginald Ricochet. This should be fun. Yeah, this is going to be anything you could do better.
Mm-hmm. Alita says, rumors. Film Nation says, if WWE is going to go for a good storyline, just stick with the idea. It may go out really good. Alita says 24/7. Film Nation, could it possibly happen if Bliss gets drafted to SmackDown? Alita says, this will be great. Alita says, this match could get crazy.
I want to see some crazy, crazy stuff. Like this. There's Reginald. Look at Ricochet's like, I can do that too.
It's the only thing they are good at for Big Boss.
Ricochet did get a little bit more height. Here we go. Whoa! You gotta watch your shoulders.
Reginald did not move out of the way for that one.
They're like, hey. Right when the bell, like they're going to get it. So Drake Maverick's in charge. Oh, come on. Give us a fucking match.
Stupid.
WWE. They're like, disqualification. Anything that's decent, they're like, disqualification.
Why are they beating up Ricochet?
They're beating up everybody. Ricochet back. Maybe we'll get a tag team match next.
Probably.
Reginald sneaking out. Drake's got the walkie-talkie. Uh-oh. Tozawa. Now we got 2 extras.
Oh my goodness.
He's just gonna jump over him. Oh no. Woo! Little crossbody. How'd you know it's a crossbody? We had a twist.
Tozawa's crying.
Tozawa gets flattened. That's his TV time. How would you like that? How many people would take his money just to get beat up every week? Right? Like most people in America would say, I'll do it. And all you have to do
it's not like he's that beat up.
Show up and get kicked and get embarrassed a little bit.
Robbie says, I'm Ricochet. I'm happy to do a job to a man in suit of plastic title. Ha ha ha. Sophie says, this year must have been a lot easier for the talent last year since they taped most of the shows and pay-per-views.
Right.
Vindicator says, what happened to your pen and pad, Travis? You haven't been keeping notes anymore. WWE has lowered his expectations that much,
It's ever since I came outside, I didn't bring it with me.
Film says, what's up with him, the 24/7 champion himself? Old Reginald. Right. Sophie says, this championship doesn't have an endgame storyline-wise. And Alita says, I'll do it. Alita will do it.
Perfect.
Chris Agani says, so Hurt Business is back? I don't know, Chris. They were wearing their shirts, right? Robbie's like, D certainly would. Would
I? And I quote, he might RKO me on concrete. He said he needed a break from him.
Uh-oh. Where's Randy? Is he getting ready for
that? Is going to be in St. Louis, Missouri, by the way, on the Royal Rumble on January 29th. So Randy Orton might be main eventing that, I think.
Alita says you're on the list.
He might be having another title match that night. So they could sell out that 63,000 seat stadium. See if they get 70, 80,000 people in there.
Oh, God.
He's brodacious.
Oh, God. Oh, Jesus.
He's like a little kid.
Hey.
Moss is like, you're puny. Let's watch your leg break. So no Randy Orton tonight. It's interesting.
Right.
He needs a break.
He needs a break again.
He's like, I need a break
from Riddle again. Oh, jeez.
Cesaro's still out there.
Luna's in the chat saying I lost it at Drake calling help for backup. Vindicator says throwing the 24/7 belt in the trash would be the end game for that, and rightfully so. Film says, I think Ricochet should either be drafted to SmackDown so you can go after either or the Intercontinental Championship or Universal Championship. Smash like on the live stream, right? Woo! Rob is like, is there any better matches tonight apart from the main event?
There's supposed to be 3 title matches, now 4 because we just had that one. But so we still have 2 other title matches. Well, 3.
Right, yeah.
Because they're redoing the heavyweight championship one.
Looks like what is with all the parenthesis comments? I don't know. Film just likes to put things in parentheses. Film says, to be honest, I would love to say Hangman Page, AEW World Champion. Alita says, I would like some Skyline chili. That's a whole different ballgame of likes right there. Sophie says, if what happened at the beginning of this show happened on AEW, a lot of AEW fans will praise it.
Oh, yeah?
Ravi says, Amos, LOL. And Vindicator says, I need a break. Not watching AJ versus Riddle for the 300th time. Back in 30 minutes. Pretty soon, Vindicator's going to be like, all right, I'm here. Bye. I'm gone.
I got to take a break from WWE.
I've got to take a break from WWE. I'm going to pull a Randy Orton. Got to take a break.
Why are all the trees around here still have full green?
Because most of them are, whatchamacallits? Elms or whatever you want to call them. Chinese elms.
Over there. Huh. I always figured that everything would be orange. Let's see the weed, right there, not weed, but the vine right there behind the chicken coop.
Yeah.
It's all pretty.
It's just a different type of thing.
It's like it knows.
That tree back there is starting to turn yellow. Not for some stuff. The other street. Alita says it's really good, or Camp Washington chili. Never heard of either one. But I'll take your word for it that they're really good.
I like chili. I just had some earlier today. It's chicken.
White chicken chili. White chicken chili. Did it taste better today?
It's good. I didn't have any chips with it, so I don't know.
Oh.
I just ate it with a spoon. Oh.
Paul White. I did not know what I was getting into.
Yeah, it's a different world. It's a world that keeps growing, but they pad their stats, and I don't know if WWE does it. I don't know what WWE tickets go for when they're selling tickets, but I do know that AEW will start with their tickets around $50, and then they drop them to $20, and then they drop them to $7, and then $5 before the show, so they get more people in there. So people just kind of wait outside, and then they just grab whatever's left. And I'm like, hey, that's actually really smart, right? What I would do is give the tickets that you're not selling to schools and have kids show up. But the only problem with that is it's not really PG. Is he going to quit? He demands a match. It's a dog.
I think it's a human.
He wants everybody.
He doesn't care. He just wants a match. Who are you going to get a match with?
It's Keith Lee.
Oh. Well, there you go.
We're never going to see Keith Lee on TV ever again, guys.
It's a good thing Keith Lee's going to AEW.
But he's going to make a short stop.
Bearcat Lee.
He's the Bearcat.
Oh my god, I don't understand that. That's just so dumb.
You guys, Big Keith Lee is going to.
He's like, I am done with Bask in My Glory.
But Tozawa? He's already made his debut. He's already went through this jobbing crap. Now he's got Tozawa. Tozawa demanded a match.
He's like, oh my god, what'd they do? Oh gosh.
Shit. The Bearcat. Look, he's in like a weird onesie thing too. Oh. Is it a onesie with pants?
Yeah, he has pants on, I think.
Maybe. Or is it a big onesie that has pants built in it? I can't tell. Fashion gap. Poor Tozawa. It's over. 1, 2, and 3. The Bearcat didn't even break a sweat.
Tozawa asked for it, I guess.
Jesus Christ. And you know they're going to slowly get rid of Keith Lee. So Keith Bearcat Lee. And it'll slowly be like Keith Bearcat. And then it'll be like, just Bearcat.
It sounds so stupid. His name sounds even dumber than it has before.
I like Keith Lee. The name. Nothing wrong with that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, did you see how hard he hit the ground?
Mm-hmm.
He bounced up about 3 feet in the air. The Bearcat Lee.
Lots of head and shoulders.
The Bearcat? Is that what The Bearcat.
Lita says it's a Cincinnati thing. Your chili is? Huh. Sophie says if it's the AEW version of Ms. and Mrs. Sophie says it must be hard for fans to watch a WWE pay-per-view in the afternoon since they are either working or going to school. Robbie says it's Robot Square on tonight. Supposedly she has an open challenge.
Was that what you heard?
So somebody said in the chat earlier. Sophie says, who is getting called up from NXT tonight? I didn't think anybody was. Luke says, freaking Keith Lee. And Film says, well,
no, it's Bearcat.
It's freaking Keith Bearcat Lee. Get it right, Luke. His name is Bearcat. Film says, will Kenny Omega lose his AEW World title to Bryan Danielson soon down the line?
No.
Alita says the Atlanta Braves does that, gives tickets.
That's how the baseball teams do that, yes.
Yes. Film says, and then they're going to pull them off of TV by repackaging him. Alita says Cincinnati College. Sophie says Keith Bearcat Lee. I wonder how many weeks he will be off TV after tonight, like he has been on and off TV this whole year. Ravi says, oh, Keith Lee back again. He got fed up staying home watching the Gab, hearing D saying he would not return. Film says, if he does leave, don't forget his wife.
Yeah, take her with you.
You mean Mia? You got Naya. It's Mia. Film. Mia Yum. Alita says wrong colors. Film says you know who I'm talking about. That the girl with the blue hair, Keith Lee. Believe she would leave WWE too. Yeah, her name's Mia Yum. Sophie says
Bye.
Keith Bearcat Lee versus Big E for a potential feud if they are still going to be on the same brand after the draft.
I'm okay with that.
Film says, how would you book Bliss on SmackDown?
I mean, I feel like she's a top 3 girl. So put her over there. You could have her go through Bianca, and then she's got to wrestle either Sasha or Becky for the title, and I don't see her beating either of those two. You? I just don't see her beating that.
I don't. But, I mean, I don't know. I think it'd be weird putting her up against, what's her face?
Bianca?
Yeah, I think it'd be weird putting her up against her. No countouts, no disqualification. There must be a pinfall or a submission match is up next. They're like, you know what? We know that a lot of people didn't really want to watch the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, so we're going to make an Extreme Rules Raw the next night.
That's what they do. They recycle.
Fucking dumb. Luke says Charlotte is supposedly doing an open challenge. It was announced earlier. Film Nation says, how would you book Ricochet WWE champion?
Ooh, that's tough. But now's the time, because Big E's beatable, right? Big E was a mid-carder 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, this would be the guy that he would beat. But you would have to hurry and push him and keep Big E champion for a while. But I think Ricochet could do it. He'd just kind of go through somebody. You'd have to do it in a triple threat match, I think.
Right.
Or even a fatal 4-way. And then Ricochet would be the odd one, and you'd be like, why is Ricochet in there? But then he pins the Sheamus or the Bobby Lashley guy. After Big E hits him with the big ending. And then bam, Ricochet hits him. It's over. 1, 2, 3. But Big E doesn't take the actual loss.
Right.
Something like that.
Polita says, Bearcats, ho! Yeah, Thundercats. Film Nation, WWE needs to do something with their creative team. It's not helping the wrestlers at all. Ravi says, Naya, they are both as bad as each other in the ring. Luke says, my God, can we please stop bitching about everything WWE and enjoy the fact we have wrestling? Get everybody has opinions, but for fuck's sake, breathe. Watch to see what happens. No! I want to complain about it right this second so that I can complain about it again later. The hell? Take away my complaint time. Alita says, okay. Film says Bearcat Lee, oh no, LOL. And Sophie says, how would you book Keith Lee on SmackDown if he gets drafted? That is.
You don't have to do anything special there. Just let him be himself. Keith Lee doesn't need to be reinvented. Keith Lee doesn't need to be repackaged. Keith Lee is fantastic. He's good on the microphone. You don't have to do anything special with him. He can move fantastic for a big man. And I would assume that he probably will end up on SmackDown, but I might be wrong.
Maybe.
They can't keep everybody on Raw.
Not really. I really don't. Philip says, I didn't know how to spell her name right, so I put Nia on by accident. It's alright. Sophie says, I don't see Big E being champion for the rest of this year.
No.
Robbie says, D, stop bitching. My gosh, haha. Well, Luke says, you can complain all you want, because it is grade A entertainment. Oh, good. My bitching is grade A entertainment. Makes everybody laugh out there in the world. Being attacked by flies, and I can't handle it anymore. Guess who's back?
Guess the Buccaneers going into Foxborough. He's going to get a standing ovation. That might be worth watching the first 5 minutes of.
Just to see.
Oh, the crowd will cheer him.
They're like, ew, it's on Stan Brady. Boo. I mean, yay. Hey, boo.
St. Louis to host the Royal Rumble.
So if it says, if people don't complain, then this chat will be boring.
It's like Twitter up in here.
Up in here.
Up in here.
There are 40,000 plus fans expected in January.
Oh, that's all they're going to try for? 63,000 in that stadium. That's without the floor. Mm-hmm. Maybe they're just going to use the floor and then half one side.
Robbie's message retracted. Sophie says, who would be your surprise picks coming from the draft for both sides?
Roman to Raw. But I think the only way that could happen is if somebody else went number 1 overall on Fox, and I don't see that happening.
Robbie says, Keith Lee, the Shakespeare accent is jokes. He didn't talk, so we have no idea if that's going to be his talking gimmick or not. Maybe he got rid of that. As Bearcat, maybe he doesn't talk. Maybe it's just like,
I would also like to see like Becky get drafted number 1 overall for Raw. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that either, but I'd like to see a woman drafted number 1. Packing food in my face.
Nom, 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 raisins. I was doing it earlier. Only mine was candy. Alita, meow, meow. This guy makes me roll my eyes immensely. Roll my eyes. I can't roll them big enough.
It sucks because they were so awesome not too long ago. Now they're just like a bunch of goofs. And they were goofy funny before, but now they're like, it's because Big E's trying to be tough. Ugh. And it doesn't work.
Michael Areda's in the chat. Hey, Michael says, hey guys. Ravi says Bob Lashley has funny facial expressions.
Right?
He does have funny facial expressions.
Randy Jackson, everybody. Randy Jackson. That's who he reminds me of. Every time I hear him talk.
He good.
That boy gay. That boy gay. Everybody, sexual chocolate. Sexual chocolate, everybody.
Michael Arda says, was AEW Grand Slam awesome? The Wednesday show was pretty good on Dynamite. We didn't really watch all of the Rampage. Did you finish watching that, by the way?
I don't think I did.
I don't think so either. Sophie says, I can see Brock going to Raw as well as Edge and maybe Cesaro. And I can see Bobby, Drew, and Jeff Hardy going to SmackDown in the draft. Luke says, I'm expecting some kind of twist in the Big E versus Lashley match, maybe even a double turn. I don't know. It's still a cage, so who knows what's going to happen there, right? Old Shamey coming down here.
Old Sheamus.
Shamey Sheamus. Michael says, I hope Big E loses his title soon.
As do we all, but...
What? You're not a big fan of Big E being the WWE
It's just because he's goofy. If he wasn't so, like... And he's trying to be tough, which is making him goofy, because he's not tough. So it's like... You can't be one character for 9 years and then all of a sudden be all serious.
Right? Rob is like, do you sound a little like Nelson from The Simpsons? Cool. Sophie says, I'm expecting Goldberg to show up in the cage match to continue his feud with Bobby.
That's what I'm thinking too, but I don't know how it'll work.
Right?
It's a cage match.
Tom says, Tom Brady being the host of the Royal Rumble, I would be interesting, even though I'm not a big fan of them, but that would still be interesting.
Tom Brady?
Yeah. Tom Brady being the host of the Royal Rumble would be interesting.
It's not even possible. He's going to be getting ready for the Super Bowl.
Michael says,
actually, at that time, he's probably playing for the AFC Championship or NFC Championship that weekend.
Michael says, Big E's so goofy. Boom says, you can have positives and negatives on wrestling in general. It's normal.
This is a no disqualification match. Is it?
Oh, Shamey!
Old Sheamus.
Shamey Sheamus!
Oh, he's got his nose taped and his headgear on. So, trying to make out with me. Are you kidding me?
No, it's like an artist. So Mrs. Sheamus kind of played this type of character before.
I thought this is going to be adult content, Gab, here in a second. Let's get over. Let's get.
Wrong corner. Michael says,
all right, they are locking
like your
up.
new set. Yeah, you like our outdoor venue?
Our green screen back there.
We're going to try to do this all through wintertime, see how well it works out. Kidding.
I do have heaters. We might be able to pull it off. It would be kind of fun to do it in a snowstorm. But we have to block that. We do have plastic. Plastic it up. Be out here in our winter coats. We're coming to you live from Vail, Colorado. Skidward, I know.
I don't know how well that worked out, but
I'm fine with it. There's a little heater out here.
Michael's like, yeah.
You can hook that heater up to that and it just runs forever.
Oh, to the actual gas meter. So it says they don't usually have hosts for the Rumble like they do with Mania.
Shit, half the time the host for Mania say 5 words and that's it. I think this year it was Titus and Hogan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alita's like, D won't be around much. Yeah, if we were still out here in the middle of winter. Sophie's like, I miss your old set.
Yeah, the blackness.
Forgot. We miss our old set. It's not as distracting. Is that what you're saying? We pay attention to what's going on. Because, I stop reading the chat because I'm outside. Damian Priest is getting his back adjusted. He fell down again. He likes to fall down a lot with Sheamus.
Chiropractor.
Like, no matter what match he's in with him, he just falls down. It's quite sad. He just falls down. He goes, oh, look at Sheamus, and he just falls down.
Damian Priest throws Sheamus into the corner.
Michael says, I will get behind Jeff Hardy winning the title from Big E. Why? He can't even win it from Damian Priest, and he became his bestie after the fact.
They were all hugging each other.
It was so bad. I was like, dude, seriously?
Hard.
Sheamus was like, oh, you want to play these games, do you? Let's have some real hits here.
Yeah, you probably don't want to get too physical with that man.
Which one?
Sheamus.
Sheamus?
Yeah. He's a brawler from Dublin.
Is he? Sophie says, I could see a baseball player being the host of the Rumble. Michael says, good point,
shit.
LOL. I
mean, I guess he could be eliminated. That whole team's coming back with the same team as won it last year. The only problem with that is that they're all a year older. It doesn't work. I mean, it worked for the 49ers in the old days. I think a couple other teams. But I mean, every starter's coming back. That's just weird. Like, sometimes you need some new blood.
Right.
You bring in, like, an old, aging star receiver or something. And that makes an impact. Which we saw with the Patriots. They brought in Randy Moss and a few other guys.
Right. So this is a whatchamacallit match.
Like Extreme Rules.
Like an Extreme Rules match, guys. There's no disqualifications, no countouts.
And I just want to talk for a little bit longer on this. I know I should be calling the match, but we had Extreme Rules last night. The next one's Saudi Arabia. The one after that, Survivor Series. And then we have another Extreme Rules match coming up in January or December, which is TLC. Tables, ladders, and chairs.
Wow.
It's kind of weird that they would do all their ruleless shit at the end of the year.
We're like, we don't want no rules.
We don't need no rules and education.
Yeah.
It's a job. Little kids know. All right, who set the table up?
Damien
set the table up.
Alita's like, OMG, get off my Big E.
White noise through the table.
Like it says, with your old set, you don't seem that distracted by anything like you do with your
new
set.
It's happening. There's no way he's getting out of it, so. Oh, fuck.
Ouch.
Break his shoulder.
I have no idea, but
I think he said he's fine. Okay, we're good.
He's like, I'm crying. It looked like he was crying.
It looked like he hit hard on his shoulder. Like the table wasn't even there, you know?
Sophie says, who's that guy behind you?
The guy smoking with the machete. It's a friend of mine.
Does he have a mask on? Better have a mask
Got
on.
a machete in my right mid.
Michael says, did Jeff Hardy wrestle? Yeah, I missed the beginning of Raw. Jeff Hardy didn't wrestle tonight, and I don't know if he will be wrestling tonight.
Unless it's against Karrion Kross later on, because we got to see Karrion Kross tonight.
Janelle says,
every week.
Right? Janelle says, with the Queen doing the open challenge, who would you have be Charlotte's challenger for the title?
Shayna Baszler.
Lolita says, we don't need no education. Yeah.
Shayna Baszler.
We don't need no education.
Do they have any jobber women in Raw? I know they have quite a few on SmackDown.
I don't know.
I'm trying to think if they have. Because it can't be Asuka. I mean, it could be Asuka. She's not a jobber, though.
We haven't seen Asuka for a while.
I'm trying to think if they have a stepping stone. I would have said Nikki ASH, but she's not. She's a tag team champion. You got Rhea Ripley. She's not. Shayna Baszler. Nia's gone. Who am I missed? There's just another girl. Mia Yim maybe shows up. Keith Lee just showed up. Why not? Let's make it Mia Yim.
I don't think she can yet with whatever she was going through, surgery and shit.
Why is she having surgery?
She had some kind of back injury and then had surgery or something.
No idea.
So it says, and we have 2 pay-per-views in January, one on New Year's Day and on January 29th.
Yeah, bookends.
Alita says, Naomi. Sophie says, do you like pay-per-views on Saturday or Sundays better?
Saturday if there's nothing else going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's okay if there's nothing else that coincides with it. It's fine,
But if there's a major boxing pay-per-view or a UFC event, that'll suck. I'd hope the UFC would be like, well, we're not doing WrestleMania, the same night as WrestleMania.
Right.
But I don't think they would care about the other ones. And some of those other promotions don't even think about it. Like Triller. Triller is putting a freaking title fight on Teofimo Lopez. That's huge. That's a big fight.
Oh, wow.
Next Monday.
What? On a Monday?
Next Monday.
Bitches.
Against the NFL and Monday Night Raw. Like, who do they expect to watch it? Who's just a boxing fan? Like, I don't watch football. I don't watch wrestling. I just watch boxing.
That's
said like
weird.
Maybe 1,000 people in the United States. What are they going to get 1,000 buys?
That's kind of weird.
Triller outbid everybody else. Even Eddie Hearn, he only bid $2 million on the fight, and Triller bid over $4 million.
Oh my God, what the hell is wrong with them?
They're going to lose money.
Hell yeah, they're going to
I was like, what is he
money?
smoking?
He was probably high when he did it.
He's like, oh, I like this guy. He's good. Yeah, he is, but his opponent's not. And it's a Monday, dude.
So weird. Anyways, we're back from commercial break.
We are back, and Sheamus has a kendo stick
for the U.S. title. And again, right, it is not. There's no disqualifications,
no countouts.
No countouts.
The only way to win is submission or pinfall.
Yes. And it's between Sheamus and Damian Priest.
Look at this. Watch this again. See, it doesn't even slow down.
Chanel says, me and my friend are going to get together on Thursday and do a mock WWE draft if we were GMs for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. How many Dana Brooke is going to Monday Night Raw because they treat Dana Brooke like a jobber?
I haven't seen her. I thought she was gone.
I thought she disappeared.
I thought she was pregnant
the minute Mandy left, she disappeared off
Mandy's
the roster.
like a star on NXT.
Michael says Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson was the match of the year. Sophie says,
there was a okay, come on. There was a tag team match like a week before that one. That was better than that match.
Hell yeah, it was.
You didn't like the tag team match between the Lucha Bros and the freaking
Bucks?
The Young Bucks?
Hey, they've got Cat and Candy back there.
That was one of the best tag team matches I've seen. It's the second best tag team match I've seen in AEW's history.
Sheamus is going through a table.
By the way, the Lucha Bros were in that one, too. It was a ladder match. Look at his back from that fall.
Huh?
He landed right there, and you've seen it, too. That table just broke. It didn't break the fall.
Yeah, it kind of... Sheamus has got on his butt.
He's always got something. Like, he's so
I know, but it's from that fall, too, when he did that move. See it?
Uh-huh.
His pinch right there on his...
My daughter's white like that, too, and she gets bruises all the time. She's always sending me pictures. But her cousin, he's also a ginger.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays football. She's like, it's so gross. She's like, he's got bruises from his feet all the way up to his head. Like, just covered in bruises. And they're bright, like, purple. And
right.
She's like, I don't even know how he does it. Oh, wow. Barry Bonds-style swing. Right into Sheamus's quad.
Ouch.
Oh, right into his back. Damn.
Sophie says, you got a weird guy behind your new set. Film says, to be honest, I love WWE and AEW, even though they're two different brands. But at the end of the day, I like watching the back and forth. Sophie says, it is a weird time to do random pay-per-views on Saturdays since every pay-per-view has been on Sunday except a few times over the years.
Right, and I think the New Year's one, I think New Year's Day is also on a Saturday.
You know what we should do is that if we're going to have like a background, we should just get a Sasquatch. Like one of those cutout metal ones.
Yeah.
Just put up back there in the backyard.
Just creeping through. So Yeti.
Old Yeti. But bring it in when the dog isn't out and about. Then set it up and then be like, what the hell is that?
That's Argus. Nexus doesn't care.
Doesn't he?
I mean, not like Argus. Argus went crazy. I thought he was going to kill a fish aquarium one time. It was on. It was him that gets that fish aquarium. He was hiding about 100 feet away from the fish aquarium as he was barking at it, but he wanted to take it off.
I can't remember that one.
Yeah, it was a big 55-gallon fish aquarium.
Is that at your mom's?
Mm-hmm. And it had rocks in it, and I tipped it over, and the rocks stuck to the glass on the side. And he was in the house. I let him outside, and he went ape shit. He thought it was another dog in the yard or something. Look at this. Oh, shit. Thank goodness. That would have hurt him.
A little bit.
Elbows and fisticuffs. Big kick. Sheamus is done here. Oh, Sheamus, slow motion. Damian's like, are you supposed to hit me, dude?
He's like, oh, okay.
Shit.
Good foul.
He just peeled his cap.
Ouch.
That hit hard.
Ouch.
No way. Alabama Slam. I thought he was going to...
Michael says, I'm hearing Bray Wyatt is debuting this Wednesday. We've heard some rumors like that. Walter's in the chat, though. Hey, Walter.
1, 2, and Damien.
Says, hey, Travis and Dalitha. Sorry, I'm busy. Bye. See you on Wednesday for AEW. I can stay longer for AEW. All right, Walter.
All right, well,
thanks for swinging by for a minute. Have a good night.
Give us a thumbs up before you leave.
Sophie says last night tag match was the match of the year. We're up there.
Last night's tag match?
Yeah. Michael says, I don't see no guy behind you, LOL.
Yeah, there's nobody back there
Sophie says, I'm so used to having a pay-per-view on a Sunday before I watch old episodes of Raw on the network.
Oh. Yeah. But there's going to be 2 Saturday pay-per-views to start the year. So maybe all of them will be Saturdays by the end of the year. Maybe that's our new format.
Alita says the most color has ever had. The most color Sheamus has ever had.
Uh-huh.
With his little splotches there, or genders in general. Sophie says, I'm guessing Saturday pay-per-views might be a regular thing moving forward if both Saturday pay-per-views are a big hit. Which is fine, unless they coincide with something that we do, and then we won't be here.
Oh, I'll have the hardest time. Oh, no, we have to do wrestling. So.
Refuse. Nope.
Can't refuse. That's what we do. Anyways, yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
Like, oh, I'm sorry, you want to do your pay-per-view on the night of a UFC pay-per-view? Bye-bye. It's more important to socialize with humans. In
2
life,
kicks.
In real person-to-person socializing.
There it was. That's what it was. Oh, big clothesline, lariat style. Woo! Damien looking fantastic tonight also. Another big man. Right, Vin? Oh.
Film says, did I miss any women's matches? Nope, no women's matches, but...
No, I don't think we've had any. We had some highlights from the Blister and Charlotte last night, but that's it. 1, 2, and Damien kicks out again. It's getting close. This match has turned out to be a good one.
Yeah. Very long, very good. Like an Extreme Rules match should be, that should have been on a pay-per-view. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Damian Priest has a American flag sewn into his pants.
He does.
That's pretty cool.
He has Captain America on the other side.
That's what it's all about.
That's the call you're looking for.
Go for a second. Hello. Hi. Oh. Well, the one was like closed up basically.
Well, we've got, Sheamus and Damian Priest out there. And, of course, he was going to hit him with that kendo stick, and the kendo stick just flew out of his hands. Damian Priest says, Sheamus picked him up. Who's going to go under the table? Is it going to be Damian or Sheamus? Ooh, he almost did it. Sheamus gave him a kick to the midsection. And he's, of course. And then Sheamus went through that table that, of course, he set up earlier. So he got to go through a table again. Damian's like, what do I do? I don't know. He's like, I'm ready to do my final move. Look at me roar. Rawr. There's his move. Is he going to keep his title? There it is. Damian Priest wins and keeps the U.S. title by pinning Sheamus. Do you think they're going to end this feud now, or do you think they're going to continue for this feud? Film says if Bray goes to AEW, this means that the AEW roster is full. This is the time that they should stop hiring more wrestlers to join their company. That's just my thought on it. Yeah, they've got a little too many people. If they don't stop hiring other people from other things, they're going to not have the talent they started with, and those are the people they want to continue on with their AEW stuff, right? Sophie says at least everybody on the Raw roster gets an extra day off before Raw on Monday. Film Nation says, did I miss any women's match? Nope. Sophie says, so what's the deal with the thing behind you wearing the shirt? No. Michael says AEW have the best roster in my opinion. Film says, when it comes to the men's roster in AEW, yes, but when it comes to the women's roster in AEW, still needs a little bit of work. We'll get there. Look, it's Mansoor and Ali. He asked Jeff Hardy to be their partner. If you're looking for Jeff Hardy, he is going to be out in a 6-man tag match happening between Mansoor Ali and Jeff Hardy versus, I don't know. Oh, did I ask her for help? Michael says, you think Bray Wyatt will wear his mask? No, I don't. Poor Ollie. he's not a happy camper with this team up that he's having to do. Sophie says they do Thursday, Saturday, Arabia pay-per-views, and now Saturday pay-per-views, and also Sunday pay-per-view. I wonder which night or day works for them. Luke says, I'm wondering if WWE made Extreme Rules a light pay-per-view only to give us big matches tonight for higher ratings. Film says, I love that match between Bliss versus Charlotte Flair, if you know what I mean. Sophie says they should have called this Extreme Rules night too. Film says also if Bray Wyatt does go to AEW, this means WWE had made the worst mistake of their lives. And to be honest, you would be a good fit if he joined Impact Wrestling. Alita says, pee break. Travis got a phone call from the vet. Film says, oh no, Sheamus went through his own table. Right, he did go through his own table. Luke says, all these wrestlers wanting to team with Jeff and doing his dance makes me think Jeff is on a farewell tour. Right? Sophie says Sheamus did beat John Cena in a tables match in his first pay-per-view years ago. Cool, I had no idea. No idea whatsoever. Absolutely not. No in the no idea-ness. Gosh, it's only been an hour. We've only been on air for an hour. It feels like we've been here for like 3. Ugh. Very, very weird. Very weird. So everybody got any plans this week? Is everybody pretty much ready for fall time? Travis is already talking about Christmas. I had to order a new tree this year because my old artificial tree took a big croaker and I had to throw it away finally. So I ordered a new tree and I got it today, but I haven't put it up, so I don't know what it's going to look like. I gotten like hand-me-down trees when I worked at a job before. They were giving away trees, like they had trees that they just had left over and they were giving away down from the basement. And so I took one of those and it was actually a pretty nice tree. And I do theme trees, not like, I mean, some of them are themed as in like I did a Santa Claus tree, so it was all about Santa Claus and stuff like that. And I did a tree that was blue and white or blue and silver, and it turned out really pretty and stuff like that. Anyways, this last year, when we put it up for this last year for Christmas, I didn't get it up very soon and stuff because it was just kind of a weird year and all that fun stuff, right? And Travis got mad at me because I didn't get it up very fast because he's all about Christmas, right? He loves Christmas. So I didn't get the stupid tree up very soon. And then while we were putting it up, it like literally like it left all of its little fake needles everywhere. Like it was like I'm ready to bleh. It like barfed up needles all over the place. And then no shit. Little butthead Naxos. You know what the little butthead did? He freaking pissed on my tree. He peed on the tree and the presents underneath the tree. No crap. I was like down there looking at the presents one day and I was like, what the hell? I was like, do we have a water leak in the house or something? I had to look at it twice. I'm like, somebody pissed on my tree. That little shit peed on my tree. He is so not allowed to go near a Christmas tree this year. Let's see. Sophie says next week SmackDown will be on Fox Sports. Sophie says, FS1 SmackDown will be on it for the next couple weeks after this week. Oh, yeah. Luke says Jade and I have already started putting up the endless amount of lights and stuff for Halloween. The fun of that, though, is as soon as Halloween is over, we can switch out the spooky stuff. Film says, I hope the WWE Draft 2021 turns good. Luke says, reprogram the lights and we are all set for Christmas, right? You guys are doing kind of the same thing you did last year. That's cool. Sophie says, besides watching wrestling, I don't have anything planned this week. Cool. She's on her way over?
No.
Oh.
Tomorrow.
She's going to come tomorrow? Okay.
And she's going to bring drugs and medicines and she wants to see the little mechanism thing I built. She's like, oh, that sounds fantastic.
I like Dr. G. She's a pretty cool lady.
I was like, I'm just right down. She's like, oh, you're just right there.
Yeah, we're just on 1301. That's where we're at. We're like 7 minutes away from the vet center. That's what I told her. I was like, we're not that far away. She's like, oh my gosh, you're really not that far away, are you? And I was like, no. I was like, so if you really
There's my group right there. The real Hurt Business.
So they're having a 6-man tag match between these guys, Mansoor Ali, and they picked Jeff Hardy to be their third guy.
We are going to see Jeff.
Ali was like, what the hell? You picked Jeff Hardy to be our third guy?
Instead of freaking Drew McIntyre?
Right? Or somebody else. I don't know. Anyways.
Damn.
So poor Ali, he got stuck going out there first. Jeff Hardy's like, these are some big guys, but I've beat bigger.
Is that what he said?
Yeah. Luke was saying, like, all these wrestlers wanted to team with Jeff, and doing his dance makes me think Jeff is on a farewell tour. Pumping their hips in the corners. Sophie says, besides watching wrestling, I don't have anything planned. Sophie says, we are almost a month away from Halloween, my least fave holiday. Michael says, I don't want Bray Wyatt to have any part of the Dark Order.
I feel that.
Sunil Mahal's in the chat. Hey, Sunil, how's it going?
Hey, Sunil. Yeah, I don't want to see it. This dude is just something else. Like another level something else.
Freak or freak or sneak or snack. What's his name?
Well, you've said too many things.
Veer?
Yeah, Veer. But he needs to, he just needs to clean up. I don't think the caveman thing will work. Clean it up and become pretty. And I don't know what his face really looks like. But if he is sort of handsome, other level.
Poor Mansoor.
Yeah, he's not
ugly. He has cross eyes there. I'm not sure how well that'll go over, but okay. So he says, is there any movies that are out that you want to see this week or this fall season?
I haven't seen a preview for a movie forever. Is there anyone that...
I kind of want to see that one that's like Copland or Cop Out.
With John Cena? And he shoots the guy. She's like, oh, you hit it this time. Or he's like, what do you mean you hit it this time? They're like in Hawaii on the vacation or something.
It could be. Or I thought it wasn't him. I thought it was something else. I thought it was Gerald Butler and somebody else.
Yeah, there's that one.
That one looked
That one's not funny, though. The one I'm talking about is funny.
Oh, yeah, the funny one. Somebody says the best part about the chat tonight is no Ayla or Brandon. What? Looks like the good news is this year our neighbors are actually coming over to volunteer to help us decorate because they know I can't do as much. Oh, that's cool. That's really nice. I'm glad you guys have made friends with your neighbors and they're very helpful people. 1, 2.
Jeff Hardy. He's stripping down.
He's like, I'm getting Siri. He's like, I'm getting totally Siri right now.
Getting cereal. Twist of Faith gets thrown in the corner.
Says if Paul Heyman turns his back on Roman Reigns, will this mean he'll become a babyface or will he stay as a heel?
Yeah, he has to. I don't think that can happen. I think they're going to kick him out. Kick Paul out. Basically, maybe jump him and just keep Brock babyface for a minute.
Yeah.
If they go that route. Like I said, he might just go to Raw, and if he goes to Raw, Paul Heyman can just do both.
Right. Film said you should definitely go see Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Oh, I forgot that one was coming out. I'll watch it, but I'm not in a hurry to watch it. I did watch the other one, and it was pretty good. She won't watch it. Did you end up watching it?
I ended up watching it.
I thought it was great.
You made me watch it, finally. You have to watch it, Duluth. It's good. It's not that bad.
And it really was. It is a good movie. They did a really good job on it.
Says I'm actually excited for the Matrix Resurrections in December. The trailer looks
He's got to be done. 1, 2, 3. Holy shit. He needs a push, like a real one.
Right?
That guy's something else.
That's insane.
Like, I want to see him fight Drew McIntyre. Not kidding. Like,
well, we have seen him fight Drew McIntyre. Remember, he lost.
Yeah, watch this close up.
Oh, jeez. Poor Ali. And of course, Ali got beat to shit. Nobody else got beat up that much.
Was he the pitcher? He was, wasn't he? The MLB pitcher? He threw he threw like 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and he was a left-hander.
Oh, wow.
Coming out of high school. He was drafted by MLB teams. I can't remember what team it was.
There's Carrie Cross from earlier today.
I don't like when people talk like this. Just be you. Figure
Phil says, what if you're Beer Money, their debut in WWE? Looks at Sophie, be careful what you say about Ayla or I'll get upset.
Do not, trust me, it's not going to happen. Like, Vince doesn't like tag teams, so they would get broken up anyway.
Right, Beer Money, right? Yeah. Sophie says Paul Heyman is in an interesting position. We don't know what he is thinking and who he wants to side with this whole Brock Reigns feud. I don't know. Kayla Braxton, Twisty Marshmallow, is trying to find out who in her investigative reporting and sneakily sneaking up on Paul when he's on the phone. Film says, no, I mean tag team called Beer Money made their debut in WWE. Lieutenant Martha is in the chat saying, so Goldenberg is back, huh? No,
not yet.
Film says, did you know that The Simpsons predicted The Matrix happening at December? Sophie says, how many new people have been in this stream the past 2 nights? And Sophie says, I think Travis is one of the rare fans that actually likes Jinder.
I love Jinder's one of my top guys. I wish they would do something with him.
Right?
He needs a mouthpiece.
Film says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you book John Cena's last match at WrestleMania once he retires?
If you wanted to do it poetically...
I thought they got rid of Jackson.
Who's your sources? Not everybody is just...
No. Somebody, they were talking about it in the chat one day, that Jackson Riker was let go.
Right. That's not a source. That's people talking in a chat.
I understand.
And just because you're let go doesn't mean you don't have to wrestle for
Okay, somebody said it, and I was like, they did? That's weird. I wouldn't see him letting him go.
I remember it.
Right.
It was like Friday.
Was it?
Yeah, they just released Jackson Riker yesterday is what they said. I don't remember who it was. Anyways, what was I talking about?
I don't know, but somebody's smoking.
I was in the middle of talking.
Jinder. Mouthpieces.
Yeah, I think there was...
Did you check on him to make sure he wasn't dead?
I did.
It looks like he's breathing.
I was an hour away from putting him to sleep this morning to, he's doing pretty good. That mechanism, because then I can work with him, and I can feel the strength in his leg.
Mm-hmm.
But him just laying in the backyard doing nothing, he just looks pitiful.
He just needs to eat more food. I don't know how to get him to eat more food.
And feed it.
Yeah, basically. That was the only way he was eating it. It's like, you can't eat my hand,
my mom come over and feed him twice a day.
Right?
She'll sit there the whole day and feed him. She's different.
She is different. Sophie asked how many new people have been in the stream in the past 2 nights. Does that help jog your memory?
No, but I did remember hearing that.
Philip says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you book John Cena's last match at WrestleMania once he retires?
Yes.
Okay.
If you wanted to do it poetically, what you would do is have him win the championship. So he gets 17, and then he lays it down and walks off. So he gets it, and then he walks off into the sunset type of thing.
He just gives it up and doesn't have to
and then they have a tournament
for
the title for the next month, or they have the Money in the Bank match for the title, since they've already done that with the women's stuff.
Right.
Do it with the men.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of fun. Instead of the briefcase, it's the championship. Or you could do the briefcase and do the championship tournament also at a separate time.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see another tournament like we did at WrestleMania 5 or 6, whatever one that one was.
What kind of tournament was it? For a belt?
It was literally the champion had to wrestle 4 times. It was Randy Savage that ended up winning it. But he had to wrestle 4 times that night.
Huh.
Andre and Hogan were in the tournament, so everybody thought it was going to be those two, or one of those two that went on to win. But it ended up being a double count out. So both of them were eliminated.
Interesting.
Or whatever it was, double disqualification.
Huh. Interesting. So he says James Storm did work on and off with the WWE over the years before he kept going back to Impact.
Yeah.
So he says, I guess I forgot about Elias. They were airing clips of his new character and no word. They were airing clips of him saying goodbye to his character. They didn't air any clips about his new character. They said bye-bye to his old character.
For all we know, he's on tour.
Yeah. He could have said just goodbye to Elias on WWE when about being Elias in real life.
Head and Shoulders must be like a new...
Well, they have Snickers sometimes.
Well, I know they have Snickers.
It's probably whoever is their, whatchamacallit, this week.
Sponsor.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Their sponsor this week. Sponsor.
Jackson Riker.
Old Jackson Riker.
This should be a fantastic match. It won't be, but it should be.
Right? It should be a good match.
Karrion's a pretty big dude. Because I thought Riker was a little bigger than this. Maybe Karrion's bigger than I thought he was. Shit, he just got popped in the mouth, though. Karrion Kross looks like a weird Dutch woman. They need to get rid of this outfit. I'm your commanding officer now.
Come at me, Marine. That's what he was telling him.
Oh, he said, come at me, Marine.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought he said it. Yeah.
1, 2.
Sophia's in the chat. Hey, Sophia.
Hey, Sophia.
Says Wyndham Wyatt isn't going to a low promotion wrestling company, right? You think? Sophie says about Edge versus Cena versus Orton versus Triple H versus Kevin Owens versus Rollins at Mania. So
just put everybody in. It's like the 205, or not 205. It's like the 24/7 title match. Just throw everybody in there.
Just throw them all out there. Sophia says Wyndham Wyatt is AEW. Sophia says I'm tired of these people saying this ridiculous rumor. Sophia says I guess that news about Jackson Riker was false. Sophia says Wyndham Wyatt is Stevie King with professional wrestler that people wish they have when it comes to.
He's trying to punch him in the face. He's gonna tap. He tapped. But Kross isn't letting him go. There he goes.
He wasn't even really caught up in whatever he was supposed to be caught up in. His face was all weird.
A little chin lock.
Filmation says, I miss Elias. He needs to come back on TV. Big fan of him.
He might be touring. What's his band's name? Look it up. Somebody
what does WWE stand for?
Walk with the Best. But he's not it's not Elias anymore. He's dead.
Sophie says they are probably figuring out what Elias' new character is. Film says hopefully his new character turns out good. Hopefully he doesn't change too much. I want to
see who answers the open challenge.
Film says me too. I don't even know.
Is it going to be Buttercup here?
Is. Dumpling?
It's an open challenge. Why are we talking about SmackDown, Sonya? It's going to be fucking Dewdrop. Well, I have a feeling that Buttercup here is not going to beat Charlotte, so it's going to be her first loss.
Dumpling.
Oh, Dumpling.
Old Dumpling. Dewdrop Dumpling. Oh, Dumpling.
Bro. Here comes Riddle! Look at that one-footed. Look at the athleticism.
Somebody is drying their clothes.
It's the neighborhood. Every time they put their dryer sheets in, I could smell it.
It's very strong.
Intoxicating?
It makes me stuffed up. It's too smelly. Stinky smelly. I'd rather smell their cigarettes. Personally. Sophie says, how would you book an Orton retirement match for Mania?
Also, they could win the title for the 17th time. Not do it with John Cena, or have John Cena come and lose to it.
Sophia's like, hello, Sophia. Are you saying hello to yourself? That's weird. Alita says the gladiator look isn't working
still around. Triple H is a little older, though.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he'd still be around.
And he's got that heart problem now.
Yeah, he is.
He's pretty much an old man who's got brokenness. He's like Ric Flair. Only he probably doesn't have a big enough dick to twirl around.
Helicoptering it around.
Well, Alita says the gladiator look isn't working for you. Sophia says my mom comes me Sophia sometimes. Sophia, you get called Sophia. That's weird. I laugh so hard at Keith ring entrance. Film says Dutch woman, LOL, good one. Laughing. Sophia says I thought they said Keith Sasquatch Lee. Liz says the more I see Riddle, the more I like him. He seriously reminds me of my high school high ass self just acting a fool. LOL. Sophie says Ohio is putting every state, the WWE, in shame with the crowd reactions. Alita says do job going after Shar. Sophia says I would book Jeff Hardy last WWE match against AJ Styles table and chair match.
Well, be a good one. Can't go wrong there. Although Jeff Hardy probably won't be around when that match happens.
Right. Film says I miss Mandy Rose on the main roster, but at least she's doing really well in NXT 2.0.
She's wrestling in her bra.
We haven't seen that since the
freaking early 2000s.
To be honest, I would love to see Mandy Rose and Bliss team up, aka as a tag team. Huge crush on her, by the way, Mandy Rose.
Can't help it.
Looks like, Sophia, you're really starting to remind me of another crazy character we get in here. Sophie says Orton, Cena, and AJ Styles are almost in retirement age.
Yeah. 44, I think, for AJ.
Sophia says, I don't miss Mandy Rose. Film says, walk with Elias. That's what I know what WWE stands for.
Walk with Elias.
Sophia says she just knocked off Kelly. Film says, but everybody knows it means World Wrestling Entertainment. It means walk with Elias. What are you? Just kidding.
I don't know what you're saying.
Which part? That WWE really stands for World Wrestling Entertainment?
Walk with Elias.
The sun went down. It got kind of chilly.
Put your blanket in that corner. It's probably got spiders on it, but should be good. Has everybody given us thumbs ups?
Spiders!
Get those thumbs ups in.
Spiders!
See if we can get them up.
Spiders
15,
in the blanket.
20, 25,
Spiders
50.
in the blanket.
Just kidding. How many thumbs ups do you want?
587.
You don't. We're not that popular.
Not that popular. Do.
Sign out with your other accounts. No, I'm just teasing. Don't do that. That's just silly.
That's just weird.
Hey, there's that Venom commercial right there.
Mm-hmm.
He's going one-on-one with the zombie killer himself, the bartender from Cheers, Woody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, natural born killer.
Yes. Lots of killing.
I've cheered for Brady about 2% this one.
Sophie says, do you think Kevin Owens might be the next one to jump ship?
It'll probably be WWE that sends him off, but yeah. I mean, if they don't re-sign him. But I would like to see them re-sign him and Sami, which is funny because if anybody knows me for the last couple of years, Sami Zayn was my most hated wrestler, but I've came around to Sami. I want him to keep Sami.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin's so dynamic in his character, he can do all of it. He can be a bad guy, he can be a good guy, he can be neutral, he just can do it. He can be a babyface fighting other babyfaces.
Babyface that fights other babyfaces.
He can, just like Randy Orton. Randy Orton's that way. They're showing this all night. They're basically, this is their one card, their one play that they have or something.
Yeah, right? They're like, remember when these guys came out in their Hurt Business shirts? Remember? You remember? To
me, it's just weird. It's like they don't have any other talent, and it's like their company's depending on this match or something.
Right?
It's not. It's just a match. Let it happen. They got recaps all night of the things that haven't even happened yet. See? Now, Bobby.
I'm sick of my blood boil. Rawr. Lolita's like, Ayla. Film says, dude, Matt Riddle's the man. Actually met him once took a picture with him. Sophia says, Luke, another old person who has no charge with nothing. And Film says, no, why you do not want to smell cigarettes. That's bad. I don't know. They don't smell that terrible.
I can't breathe when they're around.
If it's just a whiff of it, it's not such a big deal. I grew up with a dad who smoked, and so it just reminds me of that. Not because they smoked 24/7 in the house. He never smoked in the house. He only smoked outside. And it was like, sometimes he'd come home and on the weekends he'd have one at home, but it was so rare that you didn't really see it or smell it that often. So it kind of brings back nostalgic when you get that whiff of it on the air like that. That's what it is.
Yeah, McKenna gets it with sawdust from me.
It's not actually like being at a bar where somebody's like chain smoking, like 500 people chain smoking around you and you can't breathe. I can't breathe in that either. I mean, that one little, oh, look, it smells like a cigarette. Ah. And then you move on with your life. I do like fresh opened packs, the smell of them, like fresh opened coffee.
You don't want none.
They actually smell pretty good. Sophia says, we all know Luke, he's 63. Yeah, Luke, you old man. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe your body shouldn't pretend it's so old, Luke. No, I'm teasing. Sophie says Finn Balor is also 40 years old. Film says also, I don't like women smoking. It's more of a turn off to me.
If she smokes, she pokes.
Gross.
What we used to look for. Just look for the smoker.
Luke says, okay, new rule for the stream in his sarcastic voice. If you come in here bitching about everything or acting like a crazy person, you must give the stream a thumbs up. Okay, that's not sarcasm. Or here's the sarcasm. I'll start flexing my band button. LOL. Film says, at least Finn Balor's still a Chad. Sophie says, I don't know how old you have to be to retire as a full-time wrestler. Luke says, Sophia, you better stop acting a real fool real quick. Sophia says, how about you share your profile picture? You're just too old. Alita says, I did. Luke says, Sophia, please stop being a crazy loon. Sophia says, you talk so big but got no walk about your actual age. He's scared to answer my question. Alita's like, burn. Luke is like, first episode, yeah, this is how old I am or how old anyone in chat is, so stop pressing about it. It's fine. Luke is like 63, it's true. I think he's more like 78, but we'll pretend he's 63. Sophia, be good. You guys be good in the chat. Leave Luke alone. He's an old man. He's gonna get all cantankerous. Get off my grass! Sorry.
We do have a match going on.
There's a match happening right now.
Riddle's
Riddle
in
versus
there.
AJ
Styles. We haven't seen this before. Gut wrench suplex.
Alita's gonna keep smoking. Okay, Alita, that's okay. Film says that it can represent both Walk with Elias and World Wrestling Entertainment. You can represent both of them in two ways. Thumbs up.
Riddle getting the work done. Is almost going to get involved in this.
Maybe. He might. Like, right? Is he going to get involved and get kicked out, or is he just going to stand there and watch AJ Styles, like, get beat up?
I think AJ wins this clean, normally, right?
Right. Sophie says you should ban her, but you'll probably ban her when she's in the chat. Nobody needs to be banned. Jokes, people, jokes. Cares if they talk about age. Get your panties in a bunch. Nobody get your moist panties all up in a bunch here, peep. More than half the time, I'm 82. How many times I've been insulted by my looks in the chat. You sound like a man. You look like a man.
Sidewalk slam.
Second chances. 1,200 chances. Exactly. Sophie got it right. Who cares about age in the chat anyways? If you found this chat, it shouldn't matter your age. It doesn't. Age doesn't matter, people. Oh, goodness. Ooh. Commercial time! AJ Styles got thrown out. Or was that Riddle that got thrown out? Was it AJ that Amos was looking at?
I think so.
Yeah. I wasn't paying much attention to who got thrown out at the end there. But Amos was looking at him all mean-like, so I figured it was probably Riddle. Because he's like, ah, Riddle. Never heard that YouTube rule. It's rude to you can't ask or discuss age in chat. Never. I've never heard it. Have you?
No, I don't pay attention to rules. Shit, I got suspended for 3 months on here because I didn't know the rules.
As Alita says, I'm 94. See, Alita and I got it right. We know how to work this. Oh, you liked my vampire impersonation? I was trying to impersonate a moth in his sneering face, but I guess that didn't work out so well for me.
Turned into a vampire.
I'm all like, blah, blah, blah. I want to suck your blood, blah. Oh, it is a rule with YouTube, Twitch, and most live stream sites, huh? Never in my life have I ever heard of it. Well, that's about right. If you go by how old your body feels and your how many billion? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 78,743,567 years old.
Just a young pup.
They're so young. Great for your age, honey. Alita's like, Riddle. Oh, was it Riddle that got thrown out? Alita's like, man, Luke. Too funny. I've got you, and I dropped you. Why did you let go?
But they go to Terabithia.
Is that what this is? That's Terabithia?
It's not, but it's the same.
Where's Terabithia?
It's in the other side of the closet.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Is that the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? I see that on Audible that you got some, whatchamacallit.
Yeah, I've just finished them. Or, I mean, just finished the collection.
Did you?
That's all of them now.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask you, I was like, was that all 3 then? Now we have all 4 of them. Oh, 4 of them.
Hobbit, and then
the other 3. Likes that one. Yeah.
fellowships and
Kings
returns
and lords. A bunch of rings in there.
Yeah, I don't know the first one. Fellowship of the Ring. And then the Twin Towers, that's what it is. And then the King.
Like, it's a rule meant to protect people from getting doxxed or stalked by predators. Well, then you just tell people that you're, like, 82. It's fine.
Flying forearm. And a suplex.
There's a lot of jerks in the YouTube community that could show up at any chat anytime.
Oh, right down on his back.
It's like, I can imagine D off stream. Oh, no, you could not. Everybody hates me. It's fine. Boom says, now, how much money are you selling on your merch?
I have no idea.
We're not selling any money on our merch. That's weird.
No idea. Check us. Just ask us on Instagram. Go to Instagram and send us a private message.
How much money are you selling on your merch?
Yeah, how much are you selling for?
I know what they meant, but it's not what they said. Sorry. I should laugh, but it's funny. Alita's like, we know who they are, right? We know who those people
Buddy
are.
kick.
Sure.
AJ going crazy.
But Sophie's like saying we still need kicking gab with DNA left. Yeah.
1, 2.
Gab.
AJ kicks out.
He did kick out. Good for him.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, Luke, that merch that you've been waiting 2 years for, a hoodie, was sitting here, but you never made it to our neck of the woods, so you didn't get it. Got one. It's in there.
That might just do it.
Oh, goodness. Excuse me. Sophie says, I've never heard about that rule with age on YouTube before. Yeah, me neither. I never heard of it. I had no idea this was even a rule.
You think you'd want to know if they were under 18? Oh, I don't know the rules.
I don't know the rules either. I personally don't really care how old anybody is. See, I don't know painted. See,
you've got to paint your toenails.
Is it because this has one though? Is it because he has athlete's foot on it? Does he have toe fungi?
Good.
Does he have toe fungi on his big toes? That's gross.
Oh, right down on his knee.
Looks like you could have mailed it to my U.S. mailing address, goober. Yeah, I do have that, and I could have, but why would I? That's just too much effort. Alita says, can't be only 8 people in chat. Alita, there's only 8 people in chat. There might be some lurkers back there, but... Film says, I heard of this wrestling YouTuber named C Wrestling. He makes videos about WWE and AEW. You should check them out. Should we? Should we, though? Should we?
C Wrestling.
Oh! He was going for the phenomenal forearm, and Riddle kicked the rope. And AJ fell off and hurt himself.
Right.
That's not very nice at all. It's rude. He's like, you need to get up so I can put you in the ring and I can pin you. Hurry up. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Roll into the middle. I'm going to get up here, okay? I'm going to get in here. And then I'm going to climb up to the top like this.
Oops.
I'm going to fling my hair out of my face so I can see. And then I'm going to do a flippy flip. And I ruined it by getting caught up in your leg.
AJ, calf crusher.
Oh, no.
Calf crusher.
Oh, no. Why are you going that way? You have to go the other way.
Yeah.
Why would he turn towards the middle of the ring?
I know, he was right next to the ropes.
He was right there next to the ropes. They were right there the whole time. Oh, he finally got to a different rope.
Like he took some speed or something.
That's kind of creepy.
Well, Moss needs to go over there and just punch him in the face.
Right.
How'd you like to be that big of a human being? Be weird.
I don't think I'd want to be that big of a human. It'd be really weird and awkward.
I mean, you
find clothes that fit.
You get paid for being that size, obviously.
Right?
Because people just pay.
They just pay money. They're like, can I get a picture with you? How tall are you?
Shit, AJ just got hit hard in the face. I think it hurt Riddle's quad.
He's like, my leg hurts.
He wants to see her.
I was like, I do not want to see that angle ever again. Please no. Thank you very much. Oh, he thought he was going to do it.
Oh, shit.
Oh, Jesus. The hell was that supposed to be?
It's over, by the way. Styles Clash. You might as well count to 100. 1, 2, 3. That's what happens when you mess with AJ Styles. That's what I'm talking about. Well, I said it before the match started. AJ wins it clean. Right?
Yeah.
He's got to win it clean.
Because he's a good wrestler, right? Yeah, Film says, we are definitely having a good time on this live stream. Thumbs up. Cynthia says, would you guys ever consider doing a talk show on regular TV?
Why not?
Film Nation's giving the big smiles. Alita says, always BTS.
We're just entering that third hour, guys.
I thought it was 3 hours ago, an hour ago. I was like, oh, it's almost, it's only been an hour. Jesus Christ.
Yes, for that battle. Oh.
It was quite disappointing. It was just horrible. It looks like C Wrestling has put a lot of questionable videos full of false theories. He's not well liked in the wrestling reaction community. Ugh, that's not good. Film's like, thank you. And he says, but he's still a cool dude. I watch his videos time and time, once in a while, not all the time. Cool. Alita says, frostbitten toes.
Look at this.
Oh, Alita. Is that what happened to Riddle's toes? Yeah. Film says,
don't try to stop it.
Good WWE, do just fine without or with John Cena. You know, Riddle does that all the time. He puts his arm back all the time. He's done that so many times. I'm waiting for that arm to break because of how many times he does it. If it gets caught under him,
it's going to tear his shoulder.
It's like, dude, stop doing that. Do not put your arm back behind you. Like, he does it every time they do a move like this on him. He will literally put that arm out every time. That one. All the time. I'm going to catch myself. It's like, don't catch yourself. Like, don't catch yourself.
He's a monster.
Monster. Monster.
He's a monster. Monster.
Phil says, good WWE do just fine without or with John Cena.
Yeah, they're doing fine.
No, I messed it up. I was trying to say is...
No, they're not as popular as they were. I think their ratings are down a little bit, but they still have Charlotte Flair, so they're
fine. Philip says, if WWE can do just fine without or with John Cena. Alita says, yes.
I thought it was going to be Shayna Baszler, but maybe they're still going to be pushing her harder. And maybe they want her to fight Charlotte at a pay-per-view.
Possibly. I mean, they are pulling, seeing what happened between her and Nia Jax right now.
Yeah.
Of what happened between them and her.
I feel like she should be getting some sort of a push. Maybe she'll wrestle tonight.
And then beating the poop out of her. She literally just beat the shit out of her like a meanie pants.
Yeah, she's broke her arm, torn her elbow up.
She's like, I hate you.
She's fighting with herself.
Look at her and her weird smile because she has no teeth.
It's Monday, isn't it?
Yeah, today's Monday.
What are they cheering for over there? There's a game. What sport? Soccer, maybe? The crowd's cheering. They're like, yeah.
I know what's going on over there. Alita's like, nighttime pills? Yeah, it's everybody's nighttime pill time. Sophie says, who won that match? I missed it because I was taking my dog out. AJ Styles won it by pinning Riddle, and then Riddle got thrown up in the air and down by Amos. So Riddle lost. Oh my God, seriously? Is this a meme? Please stop. Please stop the screaming. Oh worse. My God, it's the worst screaming.
My hole!
My hole! Ah! It's worse than hearing my dogs whine and cry for hours on end.
There she is. She's got a deck of cards.
Oh, Shayna Baszler.
Hey, she knows how to work cards. I could do that. We don't want explanations.
I want her to be like, no, and then walk away.
Say Nia's dumb.
Yes! She said nothing! That was even better!
And here comes the queen.
Like, it is not worth me giving you an explanation, bitch. Get away from me. Did I say that you could come talk to me? Why are you in my bubble? Why are you in my bubble? Why? Why are you in my bubble? Sophie says, do you think they are setting up a Ronda versus Shayna feud whenever Ronda comes back? No, I don't think they ever are. I don't think Ronda's ever coming back. She needs to stay home with her baby that she's supposedly having.
Who's having babies?
Ronda Rousey. Remember, she finally got prego.
And she hurt the women's division bad.
She was a horrible, horrible influence on the women's division. She fucked them all over. Stupid bitch. Should have never.
Oh my god.
Sophie says Lacey Evans is due to come back at some point. She has to have a baby first. She's still fucking 9 months pregnant. Waddling in there. Look at me.
Doing squats and shit.
I'm prego. I'm coming back right now,
Russell. It just pops out while she's squatting.
Film says, I made a WWE entrance Undisputed Era with the 5th member joining on my channel. If you want to check it out. Sweet.
Heck yeah.
Luke says, time to see if any shenanigans happen with Charlotte. Yeah, we'll char and some shenanigans with Dewdrop.
It's just going to be Dewdrop.
AKA
what's her name Dumpling. Will probably show up.
What's her name?
Eva Marie.
Ew, maybe she will. Maybe
God, can you imagine if they keep that one going?
Oh, Jesus.
Stop.
Just bleh. Go away. Film says, when is Lacey Evans doing? She hasn't been. Lacey Evans is prego. She's having a baby. She's making arms and noodles right now.
It's probably done developing. It's probably just waiting to be born.
It's developing fat cells right now. Leave it alone. Alita's like, mine did not move this time. Yeah, your puppy. She was like, I'm sleeping, Mom. Getting up to get your meds. Sophie says both Alexa and Nia will be off TV for some time, so the women's division lost 2 women. Is it because Bliss is getting married? She is,
Is she getting married? Is that why she's
leaving TV for a while? It's because she's getting married? She does have a fiance and whatnot. Luke thinks that Alexa might show up, as the reports are she isn't taking time off quite yet, because WWE wants to actually write her off with a story.
Right.
But the story they just ended with would have been fine for her to leave for a couple months, right?
Only if they were going to bring her back as that. I think what they should do is have her
written off as the weirdo playground girl.
No, back normal.
Oh.
Like, so fix her, an exorcism or whatever.
Exorcism.
And then she leaves.
Can she throw up pea soup? Please?
Yeah, she's sitting there and she's dying. There's a young priest. And she's like dying. And then
and her head turns around 500 degrees.
Like, anyways.
But
it gets out of her, maybe goes into somebody else, or they just cut that storyline off. And then she goes away because she dies or however. And then she just comes back and she's herself.
As Luke says, yes, she is getting married. Plus, she's been a mainstay the whole pandemic era. As Asuka was, as Sophie's asking about Asuka, where they've been. Asuka is taking a major, well-deserved break.
She's probably at home.
She freaking was there as a champion the whole pandemic for over a year. And then they fucked her over. They fucked her over with that championship. That poor girl. I feel so bad for her. It was like, I'm a champion. And it's like, yeah, you are a champion, sweetie. And then it was like...
But we're going to have you wrestle in tag team. Say treat her like Shinsuke Nakamura in the Intercontinental Championship.
It's just silly.
Like, you don't really defend it. You don't do anything about it. We do tag team matches with it. The title's not that important.
Mm-hmm.
And then Rhea Ripley shows up and pins her or whatever. I think it was Ripley, right?
Film says, I like Eva Marie, but I kind of prefer her as a general manager instead of wrestling. Her wrestling is very bad. Luke says, Bliss, she asked for time off a while back due to going nonstop the last 2 years. Sophie says, Bliss, Sasha, Bayley, Asuka, Shayna, and Nia have been mainstays during the pandemic era, except Bayley got injured. But yeah, Shayna and Nia have been around that time too. Not so much Sasha. Film says, and she's also hot too, like Mandy Rose. So Sasha hasn't been a mainstay at all. She gets a month break every 2 months, right? She comes back for a second, ruins somebody's life, and then leaves. Leaves for 2 months. And then she's like, alright, I'll come back. La la la. Sophie says that for the men, the mainstays are Sheamus, Drew, Bobby Braun, Bray, Orton during the pandemic era. Phil says, I love Bliss, but I don't want to go wrong if they do write her off of TV for a while when it's her date coming back on TV.
Alright, here comes old, whatever they call her.
Dewdrop.
Biscuits.
Dumpling. It's dumpling. She's jiggly like a dumpling. Jiggle, jiggle. Film says, I love Bliss, but most decorated female superstar of all time.
She's decorated with a lot of short title reigns.
Decorated with title reign. Phil says, I mean, to be honest, if The Fiend wasn't fired from WWE, we could have seen him making Bliss go back to normal.
Right? Anything.
Sophie says Sasha has the Brock, Cena, Goldberg, Undertaker schedule.
Yes, she's flossing.
Is that what that was?
Mm-hmm. It's called floss, yeah. Old Charlotte.
All right.
Old Charlotte.
Looks like I'm so pissed they gave this awesome lady such a shitty dewdrop gimmick. Well, I know she was in NXT UK, but I don't know her, so.
You don't have anything nice to say anything at all, so I don't say your name. Because I got nothing nice to say.
Nobody said it was a good name.
All right. All right, they're locking horns.
Sophie says with COVID, a lot of stars from different television shows decide to leave their show after being there since season 1.
Oh, yeah?
I had no idea because I don't watch shows.
The ropes.
Looks like
Charlotte
she's a badass in
knocked
Indies
down to her
NXT
butt.
Europe. Luna says Nia's scream reminded me of when Chris Jericho hunted China's hand.
Oh, I remember that.
What the fuck? Okay, weirdos.
Charlotte getting manhandled. I got the dewdrop hat on.
Body by stick. I had that shirt on yesterday.
That's what you wore yesterday, huh?
I wore my pay-per-view shirts. My WWE shirt.
Dewdrop manhandling Charlotte, though. Already said that, but it's definitely happening. That's with the clothesline.
Yeah.
That's her finisher. We got a new champion. She not gonna pin her?
It's like hurted. Oh, hurted. Hurt China's hand. There's your prediction of who was gonna come out and ruin it for her.
Smoke show.
What? You remember me? No way.
Ruining it.
Oh, distractions.
Natural selection ends it.
Shenanigans. Oh,
Charlotte
bummer.
may have underestimated the dewdrop.
That's what you get, she said. Eva Marie. Look at her. Charlotte's like, bitch, please. Whack!
Eva Marie. Like, don't
take the spotlight from the queen. Looks like, okay, that was a timing botch. LOL. Luna says, damn you, autocorrect. Looks like shenanigans are happening. Sophie says Seth Rollins said on the Broken Skull sessions that Triple H almost fired him from NXT before he became the first ever NXT champion. Film says hopefully Bliss will be champion soon. It's like, I called it, LOL. Film Nation says, or if WWE never picked Alexa Bliss to play the possessed role with the Fiend Bray Wyatt, then he would have been fired. He would have had done his own.
Hey, look who it is.
I don't have an answer for that.
Goldberg's up next.
Hall of Famer Goldberg up next? What? He's got a message for the WWE universe.
He's like, look, I'm going to be making about 1.5
So
million.
he has a picture. He has a picture behind him that's like of him and like one of his babies, right? And he has his arm out there. You know, his arm's pretty big, and he's got the baby weight on it. Looks like some dead sock thing. Like, it's so gross looking because it's a newborn, right? And they're just so hideous. Like, they're just the grossest looking things on this planet. And they're not cute. I don't know how many things newborns are cute. Gotta get a few months old before they start, like, getting cute. They're all, like, gross and wrinkly when they're born. So gross. Anyways, and so in the background of his thing, he's got that, and I'm just like, and it's like legs are all hanging straight down, so it's all even more creepy, like it's dead. It's just like, dude, it's probably not the best picture. That's a bit in Terabithia that they've got.
I think it's because it's like only 10,000 years ago.
Is that why?
When they had the big animals were still roaming.
Nobody can help you get home. They have to make a whole 5 seasons out of it, so that's not going to happen.
They're not going to 5 seasons out of it. There's a goddamn pterodactyl. Trust me, that's
not a pterodactyl. It had feathers. It was like a large vulture.
My point is, it's not happening.
It's a vulture the size of a
for 5 seasons. By the end of it, they'll have like T-Rexes running taxi cabs and shit.
That'd be cool.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that show?
Dinosaurs? Yeah.
And there was like family.
I'm the baby. I'm the baby.
Is that where that came from?
Yes.
I say it all the time, but just talking for art. I remember that when I was a kid.
Anyways, Luke is out. He's going to go eat and have some rest. All right, Luke, thanks for hanging with us. Have a good night. Philip says, oh, Charlotte, if you know what I mean on her. Sophie says after Bray Wyatt got released, it sounded like Bliss was going to quit the WWE with the tweet that she sent out.
Probably heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you, like, kind of attribute that person to helping you do whatever it is you wanted to try to do. Film says, well, actually, Dewdrop was supposed to be from NXT UK before she joined the main roster. She was from NXT UK. Alita says, book Char. And Sophie says, where's Drew? Film says, now that I thought about it, I kind of don't want Bliss to leave WWE. Sophie says, La Brea looks like a Lost Manifest type of show. Luke says, I'm the baby, not the mama. Yeah. Or the dad isn't the mama. Not the mama. Who am I? Not the mama. Film says, to be honest, just like Bliss says, WWE will always be your home, and I respect that decision. Alita says, my Alexa keeps answering you.
Yeah,
sorry, Alita. I tried to say Bliss instead, because in that way it doesn't say it. Sophie says, Dinosaurs was kind of a copycat to Family Matter. Sure, but with dinosaurs instead of humans. You know, as I think about it as an adult, that was a fucking creepy ass show. But dinosaurs, I mean, really, it's like
Alf.
But it was on like the main, like.
Oh yeah, it was a main network.
Main network show. It was like we watched it. I remember it was during a time that I was like allowed to be up.
Yeah. Kane and the Undertaker. That's what they're attributing this to. Brothers.
Well, it's because of the
Brothers
alien guys that took over their bodies or whatever. Because one of the things that Venom says is he hides back in him. The guy who has the Venom guy in him, the whatever he is, and he hides back in him, and he's like, "Whoa, whoa, where'd you go?" And he goes, "That's the red one." Like, nope, not happening. So weird.
Old Gage. He got ran over by an 18-wheeler and they buried him in this forest. And he came back.
Like, he's just a kid. He's his kid. Oh, he's fine. He signed a waiver.
He was buried in that cemetery.
See?
Yeah.
It's probably a kid that was in that
Gage.
It's probably him as a baby. How embarrassing.
Oh, father. Your father.
Fem says, to be honest, Goldberg must retire. Jason Michaels in the chat says, hey, Wrestling Gap, is Goldberg going to retire? I don't know, maybe.
At some point, yeah.
Sophie says, do you think Bobby would be a good fit for AEW?
Not now, though.
No. I think Bobby should just stay with WWE and retire. Kidding, I don't know what he's going to do. I said Bobby was a good fit for AEW.
AEW doesn't like big wrestlers. They like the smaller guys. Every once in a while, you'll see a little bit bigger guy over there, but they don't have a lot.
Right? Goldberg's like one of those old men that his nose and his ears are so much bigger than the rest of his face now that it just looks goofy. I know they do. And I said that he's like one of those old men. And his nose is like a Mr. Potato Head nose. But it's crooked. It's like stuck on his face wrong.
He wants to kill him.
Jesus, dude. Is that a threat? Do we need to call the police? So he says, do you think Bobby would be a good fit for AEW? Film says, which Bobby are you preferring? Bobby Fish or Bobby Lashley? Sophie,
Lashley.
Well, yeah, Lashley. No
That's
fishes.
not even close.
Sophie says Goldberg only has one more match to his contract.
Good.
He wants to murder people.
He wants to kill Bobby Lashley, so that's weird. Eva Marie's out there. She gonna retire?
Oh.
That's what we need to see. Marie, women's champ.
Eva Marie is the Raw Women's Champion.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Shayna Baszler.
You think?
I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna have it.
I don't know. They can't keep doing your job there, right? Yep, it is Shayna.
The show's getting so predictable. Either that or I'm getting really good.
You're getting real good. You good.
He good. That boy good.
That good.
Yeah, Eva needs to just run.
Yeah, run away fast. She's like, no, wait, that wasn't for you. I'm not sticking around for you.
Of course, they're gonna have an ugly girl beat up a pretty girl.
Yeah, well, they have to make it fair to the ugly ones.
The whole woke thing. She's gonna tap out and go out. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
So
we didn't have a match.
I like Goldberg's first run in the WWE a lot better than his second or third runs with the WWE.
Is she gonna break her arm too?
Sophie says, no, your new venue looks like your old venue.
Yeah, right?
Because it's dark outside. The sun went down here. It's creepy out here. No.
Oh, it's creepy. I didn't think I was supposed to be creeped out. Shayna Baszler, she's gonna break Eva Marie's arm.
She's breaking people's arms. Sophie's like, thank you, Shayna.
We're like, we gotta sign her off.
Somebody do something. So they're like, I know what we need to do is we need to have Shayna come out and just beat up all these pretty girls and break their arms because it's so fun. Boring. Alita says, sleep, Eva. She's not asleep no more. She got her arm broken, supposedly.
One more time. She's not doing it one more time. They're all doing it.
So silly. Sophie says, what happened to your old venue? We're homeless now, Sophie, so we have to
just live out on the deck.
Out on the deck now. Oh, sad. Alita's like, please. Please what? So weird.
The old champs.
Oh.
That's how she won the title. A fluke. Roll up. Fluke.
Fluke. Roll up. Oh, Alita's like, please, one more time. Sophie says Carmella versus Eva, that would be interesting feud. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to see her again for a while now.
Yeah.
There's your women's champions.
Like, well, we need to have Eva have a malfunction. Nia Jax have a malfunction. Who's next in the malfunction area?
Like, how many women can we get rid of? Rhea Ripley has like the same haircut I had in like junior. Except for my hair was all blonde.
Right. Then here's his ear finally allowing Shayna to be her old self and not a sidekick, which is refreshing.
Super brutality.
Because the pretty girls cannot wrestle worth a damn. Sophie says Shayna is kind of doing what her best friend Ronda did.
Becky wrestles fine. Sasha wrestles fine.
Yeah, Vindicator, aren't you a Sasha Banks fan? Like, she's pretty. Can she not wrestle worth a damn now?
Bianca does pretty good. She's cuter than she is pretty, but she's still there. Who else is pretty? Bliss. Charlotte's not bad. She kind of looks like Cher. Cher is pretty. I just don't like her body.
Mandy Rose?
Mandy Rose? She's not the greatest wrestler either, but she's pretty. I'm sure there's somebody else I can't think of. What else is there?
I was just trying to think of that, actually. I'm like going through names. I'm like, Natalia's good and she's pretty. I mean, she's not hideous by any means. And she's a good wrestler.
Yep. No. I was going to say Naya. She's not good. She's okay.
Maybe botches a little too much.
Yeah, she's okay.
Sometimes she's okay, and then sometimes she's not. It's really weird.
She's like, a funkadactyl.
She's like good and off. Good days and off days sometimes. Film said, to be honest, Carmella looks like a sexy stripper.
Yeah,
Film says, I don't want Eva Marie to be off the TV. I want her to be on TV.
Right? That's why they brought her back, for everybody to watch.
Sophie says, do the writers know that they already have a male version of this tag team storyline? Yes, that's probably why they did it. And Film says they'll probably not give the title to her anytime soon. Vindicator says, but you guys are listing SmackDown and NXT people. Oh, Bliss has never been a great wrestler. Raw roster is terrible. Bliss is a great wrestler. The only problem with Bliss is she gets hurt quite easily and she gets concussions, kind of like Daniel Bryan. But Bliss is actually a really good wrestler. When she can wrestle and doesn't get hurt, she does a great job. Especially if she's in the ring with somebody who doesn't hurt her. You have to be in the ring with somebody who knows what they're doing too. From what I've seen anyways. That's just from what I see. Alita's like, retire Eva. Sophie says, I'm guessing this match will last the entire half hour or 20 minutes with commercials.
Looks like it.
Most likely.
They're not going to get in there for another 7 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, they got to have the commercial, then they got to come down, and then people have got to do stuff.
Entrances are going to last forever.
The question of it is the Hurt Business dudes going to come down with Bobby,
you know? It's a steel cage match, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Right. Just be on the outside. Rah, rah, rah,
Goldberg go in and lock the cage behind him and then beats him out.
He was really there the whole time. His speech was not really from there. Sophie says, I'm guessing this match will last. Oh, I already read that. Alita says, 2 down, 2 to go. Yeah? Who's 2 down and 2 to go?
Shayna Baszler might be beating people, breaking their arms.
Vindicator says Bliss has no exciting moves and one of the worst finishers, and awkward twisting frog splash is nothing.
It's a DDT. It's her finisher. That's the one where she wins championships with. But her Twisted Bliss is kind of a weird one.
They all have weird ones. Even the men, Vin. How many wrestlers actually have like a cool finisher out of all the wrestlers that you're like, yeah, that's a cool ass finisher?
Hogan leg drop.
They could totally do that on anybody.
Do a leg drop in a fight in the street and just break your tailbone.
Right.
Like, shit, that didn't work. Wouldn't even hurt the guy.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, no exciting moves and the worst finishers. Like, isn't that all wrestlers?
The Accolade would hurt like a mofo in the street fight.
Sophie says maybe last night was their way to write Alexa off TV and they could bring her back at any time.
Right. But I'd like to have them bring her back as just the goddess. Right?
Well, but will she ever be able to do that again, though? Oh, I don't know. Sophie says Bliss is cute.
Yes. What teenage boy sees a doll at a yard sale and goes, you know what, I'm going to buy that doll?
I have no idea. Don't. I have absolutely no idea. I sure would. Like, yeah. Philip says, I love the goddess gimmick. Most people do.
Old biscuit butt.
Sophie says Stone Cold Stunner, the rock bottom Triple H pedigree.
None of which would hurt in a real fight. Maybe the rock bottom might hurt.
Basically the worst finishers, and they're awkward looking.
But I feel like they would hurt the offensive guy just as bad as the defensive guy.
Right?
As he breaks his knees and his elbow, delivering it just to hurt your back.
Right? Philip says 11-10 for the goddess gimmick, for the possessed gimmick, 2 out of 10. Vindicator says DDT is a standard technique. Stunner from KO is great. Spear is good. That's why many of them use it. Claymore is nice, even though I'm not a huge Drew fan, and really no woman has a good finisher.
Charlotte. I like the figure 8, figure 4.
Robbie says, what a match. Yeah, Robbie, what a match. Did you wake up from your nap?
Becky's doing the rock bottom. She called it the man slam.
Something like that. I don't
know. The man slam, the uranagi.
Phil says, oh yes, biscuit, but no, that was the best. Alita says, anyone watch Chucky series yet? I've not. And I do not know anybody that has, Alita, so I cannot help you to say if it's good or not.
The bank statement. It's a submission hold. It's not too bad. What's Bailey's? Oh, belly to Bailey. It's a belly to belly suplex. Carmella, I don't know what this is. Oh, it's that weird one where she wraps her leg around and then bridges.
Oh, yeah. Looks like it would hurt you more than that.
Yeah, that would just try.
I don't understand how that would even remotely be worth the effort to do. Like, I just sit there and I'm like, well, that's a lot of energy expended.
Zelina Vega does that, like, Bronco ride. She gets on their back and then flips them over into, like, a power bomb. That's how she beat Liv. What's Liv's?
Cry in the corner. Oh, wait, that's not a move. My bad.
I forgot about Liv.
It's easy to do.
I don't know what her finisher is. I can't remember. Tamina's is a 5-star splash off the top that her daddy did, and that's terrible. Her dad did it great because he jumped in the air. She just falls.
She's like, I can't get some air.
She falls, but like walk awkwardly.
She like falls like a tree in the forest.
Natalia, I like hers, the shooting star or whatever it's called. That shooting star, whatever that. It's the wrong name for it. Basically, it's what Bret Hart used. Shooting star. No, I can't do it. Sharpshooter.
Robbie says, D, for fuck's sake, how Bob needs to cook Big E. Does he? Like in a big pot? That's wrong, Robbie. Vindicator says Bianca's finisher is okay too. I've never been a submission fan though.
Right.
If you're not a submission fan, then every single wrestler's finisher is stupid and lame. Because they all have one of those.
Yeah, because even Becky has the disarm her.
Mm-hmm. Sophie says the Chucky series isn't out. Yeah, Vindicator says Liv is a flatliner of the ropes. No, I like her, but that's not a creative finisher either.
Mm-hmm.
Alita says AJ Styles.
He is a man. We're looking at female finishers. So they haven't even gotten the cage yet.
No. Bobby attacked Biggie before he even could get into cage. Film says, you mean the sharpshooter? That's the finisher.
Yes.
Yep, Travis got it. He remembered.
I thought of it.
Film's like the Boston Crab or sharpshooter.
Boston Crab would be a good one. The camel clutch. But none of them do that one. The camel clutch is the accolade. Or what does he call it? The big game or whatever?
The game over.
Game over.
Philip says phenomenal forearm. That's the best finisher move. Sophie says Randy Orton RKO is cool. He could hit it anywhere on anybody, everybody, even bigger and taller than him.
Yep. It's one of the best moves ever in wrestling. Get him, Bobby.
Bobby's like, I throw you into the pool. Yay, nobody's even in the steel cage yet. I don't even know if they started the match. Film says signature move submission finishers. I think they're all right. Sophie says Randy Orton RKO is cool. Oh, I already read that one. Ew, is he going to beat him with this too? Sweet. This is so good. Go, Bobby. Beat the poop out of him.
Didn't Big E get beat with stairs by Apollo too?
Probably.
Oh, right into the back.
A normal occurrence.
Big E.
In these.
Bobby Lashley in a steel cage on the outside.
They haven't quite made it inside the steel cage. This is a steel cage match.
Bobby
on the
looks like he's going to get in as we cut to a commercial break.
He's like, I'm going to go get in there now. You ready? Let's go fight. Oh my God.
Laughing about it. That's funny.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Yes, it is.
So is part 2.
Christmas has come early. The Die Hard marathon.
That's it. Oh wait, there's more than 2 though.
Let's get together, have a few laughs. Great.
They made like 3 or 4 of those, didn't they?
Yeah, there's like 5 or something. Yeah.
Die Hard with a Vengeance and all shit.
Yeah, that's the 3rd one. And then like I think the 4th one's like Live Free or Die Hard.
Right, just all sorts of them. Are they all Christmas movies though?
Supposedly with his kid or some weirdness. I don't know about those. I haven't seen. I've seen 1, 2, and Die Hard with a Vengeance. So. I'm trying to think of the Die Hard with a Vengeance. Oh, it was Hans' brother in Die Hard with a Vengeance. Or was that 2?
I thought that was no. 2 was the general. Or no, that's the first one. No, that's the second.
No, the second one is the planes and the general.
Yeah, that's the general.
The first one is the thing. Okay, right. So the Vengeance is the one with the brother of the guy.
Yeah, and he's like doing the bombs and making them riddles and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he wonders why the guys have all these coins in their pocket, but it's for the toll. Blah blah. Sophie says Dave Meltzer gave Brian and Omega 5 stars. Alita says bank statement. Vindicator says hopefully Bliss will learn some new moves during her time away. Maybe her fiance can teach her something. He is a musician. What's he going to teach her?
How to sing.
Alita says I wouldn't watch it. Sophie says Bliss' fiance isn't a wrestler. He is one of the Miz's best friends. Vindicator says Big E finisher, by the way, is an awkward-looking diamond cutter. Vindicator says, I can tolerate the RKO, but it's a copycat cutter too. LOL. Sophie says Die Hard is one of those films that people debate if it's a Christmas movie or not. Alita says Sharpshooter, and Vindicator says I know Sophie.
Rum DMC singing Christmas songs on it.
It's totally.
If you have Christmas music playing in your movie, it's a
Christmas movie. Hello, Christmas movie people. And there's like trees and presents and Santa Clauses. It's totally Christmas.
He doesn't have shoes on the whole time, which is weird.
You shouldn't have listened to the guy at the airport.
Well, or just carry your shoes with you in case of a terrorist attack. You never know.
Right? Either that or toughen up your feet so if you don't have shoes, you don't have to worry about it.
Come up, you can
pee on them or something.
People do that. They pee on their hands in baseball, so they don't worry about it yet.
That kid just licked the whole cake. Yeah. Nobody's watching him. The kid's all over there. On the whole, like the whole cake. The whole cake. Oh, that's a Zoom thing.
So, I saw a picture and it had a guy and he had a safety belt on.
Okay.
Okay, but he was walking in the park. Right? So anyways, the caption said, for all you people that wore masks when you were by yourself driving, we've now got the seatbelt so you can carry your seatbelt around when you're not in your car. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny.
That was pretty good.
Now we
Biggie
got
somehow
the
got
portable
the
safety belt.
The safety belt.
So now the first one to leave wins. So Bobby should hit him with something and then just get out.
He tried.
Big E should just fall out.
But Big E supposedly helped.
Ain't gonna pin him with that. All right, it's official, guys. This match has started.
Oh. Sophie says, isn't there 4 Die Hard movies? Yes. Pretty sure there's just 4. Alita says they haven't. Film says the Die Hard movies are pretty good.
Yeah, I like the first 2. The third one is
so
okay. Like, I can watch it.
Never seen the 4th one.
And I don't have a clue what the 4th one is. I don't even know.
Supposedly, like McClane's kid is in it or some shit, and it's like Shia LaBeouf or some stupid crap like that.
He's a good actor.
Oh,
if you're into robot.
If you're into robot movies. Until they started complaining, and then they got rid of him. They're like,
They brought in Marky Mark.
Who wouldn't?
That's pretty funny.
Like, you did something real wrong when they replaced you with Marky Mark.
Like the Italian Job.
That was a good movie. They didn't replace anybody with Marky Mark. Vindicator says, I predict half the NXT roster will get drafted to the other shows, create fresh matches. Maybe that's just wishful thinking.
Yeah, that is. That's exactly what that's called. They don't even use the talent they had. Can you imagine them bringing NXT talent into this?
Right?
Jesus. It would never get used. Johnny Gargano would just sit in Titus Catering.
So Sophie's like, they should make the drop like a pay-per-view event and put it on a random pay-per-view. That would be interesting.
I agree.
How they would do it.
I would rather it just be free, but like on a Thursday or a Tuesday or something.
Right.
What they should do is have it on Wednesday night. Go head-to-head against Dynamite.
Right.
With the paper, just that one show. And have it just the draft. No matches. No shenanigans. Look at that.
Oh, ouch.
Bobby Lashley get manhandled. I'm saying that a lot lately.
Manhandled. Vindicator has a very serious question for you.
Oh, shit.
So, Travis, what's the better franchise? Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, or John Wick?
Lethal Weapon. I'll go with Lethal Weapon. I really do like John Wick, though. But I haven't seen the third one. And so it's not fair for me to say. But mean, come on. Ted. Oh, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Bill S. Preston Esquire. Ted Theodore R. Logan. They're the Wild Stallions. No, but it's got to be Lethal Weapon. Because of Jackie Chan. Not Jackie Chan.
Jet Li.
Jet Li. Just kidding, that's not why. It's because of Benny Chang or whatever his name.
Uncle Benny.
Uncle Benny.
Uncle Benny.
Old Uncle
Benny. He makes fun of himself as an Oriental person. When he's all high on the
they're doing the
dental stuff, and they're trying to get him to do
he
stuff.
got my baby pregnant with your baby.
They're all doing that stuff, but Uncle Benny is making fun of how they make fun of
big ending off the top.
I was like,
there it is.
Oh, ooh.
Bobby's all sorts of sideways.
He's like,
oh shit,
in there, and
he's cranking on him. Brady, one of his cars got wheels stolen off of it over the weekend. His Lexus that he has in it.
Who?
He owns Auto Image, and so his wheels got stolen off the car.
Oh shit!
So he put a reward out there
for his personal car. This is his personal car?
No, this is work.
Oh, one of the cars at the place?
Yes. One of the Lexuses out there got the wheels stolen. Alexa, stop. Stop. Anyways, the wheels got stolen off the Lexus in his car lot.
Right, okay.
So he put on Facebook, he put $500 reward for anybody that can tell me, for the arrest of blah, 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 blah.
Right.
He's like, you can also have the lug nuts and the jack, because they left their jack in the lug nuts. And the lug nuts are special lug nuts that you would have to put the wheels on the car.
Oh, crap.
And he's like, not all criminals are smart. And he's like, hey, at $500, I'll buy you a whole bunch of crystal meth. Like, they're just going to turn it in on their own,
Right.
He just wants his wheels back.
Right.
That's funny. Basically saying,
Biggie going to get out?
You crackheads. Biggie gets out, he'll probably fall on the floor and die.
The Hurt Business. They're like, dude, get back in there.
Obviously, the New Day is going to show up.
Right? They have to now.
Get in there and lock the door. Get out, Bob. No, this is where they're going to show up. See? You hear the crowd?
Yeah.
They're going to shut Bobby in the door and cheat.
Yeah.
See? Woods cheating. Imagine that.
I kind of wish we weren't doing a live stream.
Right? Just leave.
I just had so many comments. So many. People would take offense.
Oh, shit!
You okay?
Ellen or something.
You being a weirdo? You're fine. We're almost done, bud.
Is he whining?
You didn't hear him?
I heard a noise, but I don't know.
Pretty sure that was him.
Like they're whining.
There was whining and let's see. So Sophie says there's going to be another Expendable movies coming out. Oh, good, another one of those. Ugh, boring.
Oh, the first one was pretty good. The second one was okay. Well, didn't they make 3?
Yeah, Rhonda was.
That one wasn't so bad.
Film says, hey, before this live stream ends, did you get the comment that I left on your last live stream? Make sure you get a chance to read it, please, and thank you.
I went and looked, and I couldn't see anything on my private one. I didn't go on the website's one, and I couldn't
see any comments.
See, it said there was a number.
Right?
So when I went and looked at it, I didn't see it. So maybe I can go do it real quick.
Sophie says they did draft NXT wrestlers in the 2016 version. Lolita says, I watched Die Hard 1 yesterday. Sophie's like, Lethal Weapon. Vindicator's like, Mel Gibson and Danny.
She just looks like an 80s girl. She looks like April when she was a kid.
Right?
So creepy.
So I was like, I'm surprised they haven't put the draft on a pay-per-view. I thought I heard talks that was the idea at one point a couple of years ago. Yeah, but how many people would really pay to watch it?
Yeah, I don't think it should be a pay-per-view, but I think it should be on USA Network. A special draft night once a year. Mm-hmm. You know, just do the draft like ESPN does the NFL draft.
Right. Vindicator says Mel Gibson and Danny Glover have surprisingly aged well. Glover even still acting every couple of years or so. Yeah, doing some funky little spots here and there. Alita says yes, his son was in 3. I don't remember his son being in 3, but I remember his son being in 4 of Die Hard. Sophie says Danny Glover is in the new Jumanji film. Sophie also says Chris Rock was in the last Lethal Weapon movie. Roberto says, I thought Bliss was going to be on Raw tonight, but oh well. Alita says Kofi did a dive. Vindicator says fans are so tame and boring to watch nowadays. They don't even stand up to cheer people falling off cages anymore.
No, they don't care. And it could be because it's Kofi. Even though I do like Kofi, but I do not like Woods. Mm-hmm. I have a hard time with Xavier Woods. He's one of my least favorites.
Well, it's just sad, but true.
Metallica song.
He just kind of brings it down. He doesn't bring them up. Kind of makes them...
He's always been a third wheel. And now that there's just 2 of them, he's like the weak link. Right. Even though they try to build him up as a star, but he's just not.
Yeah, they give him all these wins like he's something special. What the fuck?
But Big E's special. He's champion now. So when they say all about the ladies, is there not going to be any men wrestling matches?
No idea. You'll have to watch it to find out.
I have to watch it anyway, so I have to get the ratings up.
Do you? Yeah. For the wins?
My vet will be here, though, so I can't do it.
You could just play it. You could just have it playing in the house.
So I can get the ratings up?
Just get the ratings up, and then you could always go back and watch it
later. I'm here.
Film Nation says, what is your favorite funny moment in a commercial? The Progressive commercial with Flo's family. I've got the meat sweats. Cycling is my passion. I'm so bored I'm dead.
Yeah, Flo's.
Those particular ones are probably my favorite in the funny moment department in a commercial. Sophie says, I saw some fans in the crowd cheered for that moment when Kofi did a dive. Sophie says Indiana Jones 5 is in production.
They made 4? Is that the Crystal Skulls?
Yes.
So it's got Shia LaBeouf in that one, too.
Mm-hmm. He ruins everything. I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing. He doesn't. I'm kidding.
Bobby runs right into an elbow.
Wow, he jumped that. Amazing.
Oh, belly-to-belly release suplex. Again. He's doing backsploders. There's a full belly-to-belly. Big spear! That's not enough. You have to do more than a spear.
Okay, like that does a pretty good Valley Girl impersonation. Like, totally.
That's it.
Yeah. Like, oh my god. Like, totally got me with a spoon. Like, whoa. Alita says true. True on what? What we true in?
True that. Takes more than that to hit him with the spear? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe. Phone Nation's like, there were rumors that Chris Pratt was going to play Indiana Jones. To be honest, I have no idea if it's true.
That's weird. Like, they're going to just start remaking them with him?
Like, he's going to all of a sudden be Indiana Jones. Before he was Indiana Jones.
I mean, there's probably somebody in the world with that name. Because that...
Oh, my God. Jones. I told you that. Don't you remember? I said, hey, I have a client who one of their employees, their name literally is Indiana Jones. no fucking shit. No shit. No shit.
Damn,
That was their name. I came across my desk and I was like, I had to email. I'm like, nuh-uh. I'm like, this isn't really their name. And the girl was like, yeah, it's their name. I was like, oh my God, that poor person. I was like, their parents must have been big fans.
Well, when your last name's Jones, you got to go all out.
Since this Indiana Jones 4 is the movie people forgot about, and I don't blame them. I saw it in the theaters. It was bad.
Didn't like the statues come alive and fly off into space or something? Right?
Is that one?
The crystal skulls, yeah.
Maybe it could have been.
And that one guy's like head fries because he's trying to learn everything they know.
Oh, he's got a head of him. I think it is true that Delutho was a Valley Girl in another life in a parallel universe. LOL. Sophie says, if Big E somehow, someway make it to Mania as champion, who will he defend it against?
I can't see it. I can't. I'm still blind. Maybe it's my ignorance. I don't know. I mean, I'd be happy if he lost it right now. So
right.
It's going to be hard for me. He's not losing it today.
Right. I mean, even in a steel cage match, right? It's not going to happen.
Big ending. It's over right now.
They have to have him win it. He has to win it against him. Ooh,
Bobby kicks out
of it. Disheartening for Big E. I guess you just gotta try harder.
I pinned him last night with that same finisher.
Bam says, unless it's going to take place in a different universe with Indiana Jones.
Right.
Right? Different universe.
Parallel universe.
The parallel universe with Chris Pratt.
Yeah, you know what? You are right, because he was filming it, and I think he broke his ankle or something. Han Solo? His name? Harrison Ford?
Yeah.
Or was that the one that they are... No, that was that one. Unless there's a 5 that I don't know about already.
I know of.
The size of that lake. It's like a ham hock. Biggie ducks it.
He should have just went right
What's
through
he doing?
The ropes right there and outside the cage.
What was that supposed to be?
I have no idea.
That's what he was trying to do? No.
I don't know, but just leave. Just go for the door.
Make like a tree and get out of there.
It's leave. It's leave.
You moron.
He says it to himself.
Why is Bobby climbing out when there's a door right there?
Is he going to do something stupid?
No, he's climbing out. Well, yeah, that's stupid enough.
Well, maybe he's like, well, if I go this way, then he can't really do anything.
Just go out the door. Big E should just go out the door.
Right? Like, oh, you're climbing?
He's standing there at the...
He's like out the door, like, hey, what's up?
This isn't an intelligent contest. Let's have a spelling bee.
Sure. Got the door over there. It's just over there. Like, you're climbing that? That's cool.
It's like, hey, I'm leaving. And then you go out the person's bathroom window. You know what I mean?
Right? Like, why didn't you use the door? Oh, that's just too easy. That's just,
big ending off the top.
That's just silly.
If he lands this one, he ain't kicking out, so. He got it.
Maybe. I don't know.
He does.
Oh, scary. He almost fucked that up.
Again,
completely.
He's lost 3 freaking matches in a row.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley's done. Like, I mean, I don't even know how you recover from it. How do you recover from that? What, is he going to have some sort of credibility? He gets drafted over to SmackDown, and he shows up to fight Roman Reigns? Nobody's going to give him any credibility. His character's basically done.
Get murdered.
Put a fork in him.
He needs to get murdered by, what's his face? Goldberg. Goldberg wants to murder him.
Maybe that's how they can write him off. A murderer.
Murder.
Well, Big E won this one. We still got a couple minutes, so maybe Goldberg shows up.
Vindicator says they find a way to give Goldberg a title match at WrestleMania because he has McBossman in his back pocket while his baby rests on his arm. Sophie says we saw people like Big E be WWE champion before, and they held the championship until Mania. Film says if Bliss does retire in WWE someday in the future, I hope she wins a lot of WrestleManias. 13-2. Lolita says Chris Pratt. Sophie says Sheamus was a mid-card guy act before he won his first WWE championship, and he held it until Mania. Lolita's like Big E. Luna's like, good night, everyone. Sophie says Bobby going to SmackDown, confirmed with that third loss.
It's gotta be.
God bless you. It says we'll see you Friday. Yes, everybody, that is the end of Raw for tonight.
Who is it? Oh, Drew.
It's a Drew McIntyre sighting.
Drew McIntyre, Big E.
Gee,
imagine that.
We haven't seen Drew McIntyre for a little while. We better throw him out there at the championship.
I finally have seen a match that I don't want to see. I can't cheer for either one of them.
Ugh, right? It's just dumb.
Come on,
okay, this was a
WWE.
nice little match, but I know AEW will have better, so I will see you guys for that. And hopefully Philip Jack Brooks won't drive Talitha too crazy. Later, you two. Have a good night. Thanks,
right,
Ben. We'll see you on Wednesday, bud.
Drew
have
Mac.
a good night.
He's pulling out his prison shank.
He keistered it. How'd you keister that?
So that means Drew's staying on Raw?
Right.
Some fireworks.
Also, McIntyre in our chat. Grr.
At this point, I'd rather see Drew champion, so I'm okay with it, I guess.
Right. Boring.
All right, everybody.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for some Extreme Rules Raw that we had tonight. It was more of an Extreme Rules than the actual pay-per-view Extreme Rules. It was kind of weird. Anyways, thanks for hanging with us. We really appreciate each and every one of you. If you're still in the chat or if you're just hanging and lurking out in the background, please make sure to give us a thumbs up and join us for Wednesday AEW Dynamite. If you do want to watch a watch-along for a stream on NXT, that would be Joe Best Wrestling TV. Joe Best Wrestling TV does do NXT live streaming. So he does watch it and watches it with you guys, and he's an awesome dude. So head over there if you want to watch it with somebody else. Anyways, we'll definitely see you on Wednesday, though, guys. Thanks again.
Have a good night. Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. Bye-bye.
Bye.